I don't have a clapboard. 36 pages, let's go. Hey guys, these keep getting longer, and I'm getting better at this stuff. What you're about to watch is the result of me editing and writing for the past month straight. Real fast, before we dive into things, I have to make a quick disclaimer for this episode. In the following episode, there are wild accusations made about the federal government and powers that be. There are triggering moments of comedic relief where themes of mental illness and instances of unaliving are mentioned sarcastically. Dark humor is a theme of this channel, and if that bothers you, I'm warning you now before you get unpleasantly surprised by what a gremlin absolutist that I am. By the way, if this is the first video of mine that you're seeing, I'm your host, Wolf. And if you do like dark humor and crazy conspiracy content, you've come to the right place. Now, with that disclaimer stated, I'm not trying to get any more bans, strikes, or etc. This is an actual thing that I'm doing here. I am trying very hard to make this channel blow up. I straight up can't afford to keep getting in trouble. So, I've been hella chaos maxing and censorship edging this whole past month, trying to figure out how to give this channel just the right amount of skibbity that the YouTube overlords will stop banishing me to Ohio. Oh, and one more thing. I just want to point out that while my channel and content is disguised as comedy, in reality, what I'm really doing here is hardcore independent journalism. This is an insane amount of work I'm putting into this with no sponsors or backing, and most importantly, no team. I do all this by myself, and I'm learning as I go, so bear with me and cut a guy a little slack. I get things wrong sometimes. It's not out of malice though. I'm not a paid propagandist. I'm actually seeking the truth here with what I do. By myself. And I'm also not classically educated. I'm an ex-homeless schlepper who worked slave labor in construction for most of my adult life. Now that you know what you're about to embark on, let's go.
Welcome to a new chapter of the comment section. Now, some of you are probably asking, who is this chick? Where is Brett? What is going on? And those are all very valid questions.
You don't have to take your schizo pills, you know. I think you're pretty rad just the way you are. You should kill
Guess where I am? Top of the mall Christmas tree. I don't know if you knew this, but you could actually climb up these. And we got security. Right there. It's hot. But I have high ground.
Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too.
You landed haymakers on Joe Biden. How do you go from being such a passionate opponent?
It was a debate.
You're considered the most liberal United States senator.
Somebody said that, and it actually was Mike Pence on the debate stage.
With the laugh. That's so funny. She kept laughing. Is there something wrong with her, too? The media said Joe Biden's president. Is there something wrong with her? She kept laughing. The media said what?
You would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep.
Suppressed Glock 44 full auto. Oh my God. Dude.
Salutations, Cursed Nation. My name is Wolf, and you're watching Cursed Context on the Wolf Channel. It's Christmas! And what you just saw was an improved design. I'll just leave it at that. It's definitely hashtag not a threat, guy. Real quick, let's give an honorable mention to Tanya'sArtGallery.com. My best friend is an abstract artist, and you should check her deals out. Tanya is actually going through a life crisis right now, and any sales would help a lot. So, for real, help out my best friend and grab a nice painting for a super duper good deal. Like a 90% off type good deal. Like actually. We got a ton of crazy news to get into, but first, did you enjoy my new intro I made for the channel? Or how about the new channel name? I can't believe the TikTok Vikings didn't steal the Wolf Channel first. That shit is mine now. Get your own The Wolf Channel. I'm staying with the at VVVLF handle though. I straight up own that shit now. I've had it for years. And it spells wolf in keyboard gobbledygook. Get it? Now let's get into the news. Joe Biden is pardoning everybody around here, starting with, you guessed it, Hunter. And I'm assuming you don't live under a rock and know all about this by now. But let's recap real quick before we jump into assassinations and UFOs. By the way, I'm going to show you a shitload of mind-blowing footage later in this episode. So stay along for the ride, or fast forward to when shit gets weird and buy some merch, you dirty scoundrel. Now, I've been saying since forever that Joe Biden is a giant piece of shit. But here, check this out.
So Hunter Biden has been pardoned, the son of Sir Joe Biden. Wait until you hear this. Now, we know that there's this whole laptop thing, and there's a lot of videos that have surfaced and pictures that have surfaced from this laptop that was allegedly believed to be owned by Hunter that had many, many videos of him on it. But here's the crazy part. In a statement from the White House, to all whom these presents shall come, greeting, be it known that this day Joseph Biden, President of the United States, has granted unto Robert Hunter Biden a full and unconditional pardon, but this is the crazy part, for offenses against the United States which he has committed or may have committed or taken part in during the period from January 1st, 2014 to December 1st, 2024. A 10-year, whatever you did in those 10 years, it's been pardoned, man. Imagine. I'm just shocked that this, I guess I'm not shocked. It's a clown world, but 10 years? Hey, my daddy's Biden, so come on.
That wasn't enough? It gets worse. Keep watching.
If you have a piece of crack cocaine no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, $1/4 of $1, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice.
Oh, still not enough? Here's various times the White House said Biden would not pardon his son.
Second one, would the president pardon or commute his son if he's convicted?
So I've answered this question before. It was asked of me not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I was very clear and I said no.
Okay, we go back to the first question of the briefing. I know you said not a lot's changed since yesterday and that it's a personal matter, but from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Again, you've also said several times that the president would not pardon or commute the sentences for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying he would not.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
And of course, this is not all of the times that they said it, just some of the examples. Fact sheet from whitehouse.gov. President Biden announces clemency for nearly 1,500 Americans. Quote, today's announcement will commute the sentences of close to 1,500 individuals who were placed in home confinement and will pardon 39 individuals convicted of nonviolent crimes. Viewer, let me ask you something. Would you consider having terabytes of CP involving horrific scenes with children? Would you consider that a non-violent crime by any measure? The levels of fact-bending they are willing to do. Gaslighting us like we're literally stupid is absolutely offensive. And like I keep saying, it's what cost them the election. Oh, and of those 39 people, guess what? More than one of them was a Chinese spy, and another had terabytes of CP. Oh, and he was also Chinese. Oh, and a couple days ago, I was arguing with my lib buddy about this exact topic, and he decided he wanted to die on this hill and brought up, well, haven't you seen Twomp's pardon this time? It's heckin' insane! Fland? And, no, it is not. It's 144 people long. It is actually one of the shortest ever. In comparison to Biden's 1,500 people. And here we got people on Twitter already saying that it's far more likely that a Chinese spy in the US has a hard drive full of CP to plant and carry out blackmail operations in the USA. And while we're on the topic of Preds, let's show this recent clip from the king of catching Preds, Chris Ma-fucking Hansen.
So you prefer prostitutes as opposed to socializing and meeting?
I don't prefer. I guess I don't have game, whatever.
You don't have Riz. Game.
You heard it from him, folks. Zero Riz, lacking of game, no skibbity for this guy. On Christmas. Then, in this next clip, we got the mayor in New York saying, "We have 500,000 children who have sponsors in this country that we cannot find." In case you can't math, that's 500,000 kids. Roll the clip.
But I've learned also from sitting down with him and a representative from the Biden administration that was there in the meeting as well. We have 500,000 children who had sponsors in this country that we can't find. We can't find them. We don't know if they're doing child labor. We don't know if they're doing sex crimes. We don't know if they're being exploited. 500,000 children. There's a level of hypocrisy that everyone that states they want to protect everyone but innocent individuals who are victims of crimes and children. I want to support and protect children and innocent people that are victims of crime. And those who don't understand that, it's not up to me to try to convince them. I know what my job is, my goal is, and I was clear of that while running and when I became mayor. Safety means everything to me. 500,000 children, we don't know where they are right now in this country.
If this shit doesn't make you sick, well, you personally make me puke in my mouth. When I listen to you speak, or read what you write on social media, or when I generally notice your existence. If you dare challenge me, I do by here decree that you suck. I just want to point out here how long and how hard I've been pushing this point. Not that you suck. How many fucking hippies have tried to tell me that I'm racist for demanding accountability for the safety of children of other races? Y'all are monsters if you align with an open border. I wish nothing bad upon you, and I'll pray for you to figure things out someday. But the zeitgeist is shifting. Now go cry and eat ice cream and watch MSNBC while it still exists. The Wolf Channel doesn't need you. Our time is coming. I fucking hope. Join me. Come be a member of the cursed Galactic Confederation of Light. Earth is going to be recycled. If you want to live, you have to come with us. Earth recycle. If you want to live, have 1,000,000 kids. If you don't care, you were twisted. And another thing, I'm not insane. My dog says you're the one who's insane. Okay, this monologue is getting really combative and unhinged, and it's just starting, and I'm sitting here by myself. Let's reel it back in. Low-key, this whole subject of smuggled children mega pisses me off, so I vented out in gremlin humor. You can fuck right off if you don't like it. I'm clearly not going to stop doing it, literally ever. Next! Here in this clip, we have A.G. Garland being questioned on the January 6th investigation before Congress. Or is this the Senate? I'm an agent of chaos and don't fully look into things always, or usually, and also, the news doesn't specify. So comment if you know what the fuck. In the past few days, it's been revealed that the FBI was in fact present within the protest at J6. The media headline is, "No agents were present," when in reality, per the same fucking document, they admit to having over 20 confidential sources on the ground at the protest. Now, in case you're a total idiot, you should realize if the government is to put provocateurs on the ground, the last thing they would do is call them that. They'd call them something like, oh, I don't know, probably a confidential source. And their name would probably be something like Ray Epps. and he'd be all like, "We have to go inside the Capitol building," and people would be all like, "He's a Fed! Fed, 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 Fed." Ah! Okay, enough! I'm gonna roll the clip now before my head fucking explodes.
I was hoping today to give you an opportunity to put to rest the concerns that people have that there were federal agents or assets of the federal government present on January 5th and January 6th. Can you tell us, without talking about particular incidents or particular videos, how many agents or assets of the federal government were present on January 6th, whether they agitated to go into the Capitol, and if any of them did?
So I'm not going to violate this norm of the rule of law. I'm not going to comment on an investigation that's ongoing.
Now, in that video, that was your answer to a question to me 2 years ago. When I said how many agents or assets of the government were present on January 5th and January 6th and agitating in the crowd to go into the Capitol, and how many went into the Capitol. Can you answer that now?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Oh, last time, you don't know how many there were, or there were none?
I don't know the answer to either of those questions. If there were any, I don't know how many. I don't know whether there are any.
I think you may have just perjured yourself that you don't know that there were any. You want to say that again, that you don't know that there were any?
I have no personal knowledge of this matter. I think what I said last time.
You've had 2 years to find out.
You know, were there any confidential human sources involved from the FBI or any other agency in the erection of that prop, those gallows?
I'm not aware of anything like that.
Inspector General Horowitz, over the past 3 years, I've questioned FBI Director Wray and Attorney General Merrick Garland about the federal assets, such as confidential human sources that were present on January 6th at the Capitol, and they have continuously stonewalled me. We've got no answers whatsoever about this from them. Do you have evidence of the number of confidential human sources that were operating on the Capitol grounds on January 6th?
Our report will include the information in that regard.
Can you tell us today how many there were? Were there more than 100?
I'm not in a position to say that, both because it's in draft form and we have not gone through the classification review. And so I need to be careful.
And we're 4 years, almost 4 years into this report. When is it going to be released?
It's certainly my hope and expectation, although I don't control this entirely because it has to go through a classification review, but certainly in the next couple of months is my hope.
Do you think, is there any consideration for the election about the release of this report? Would you delay it in order to not release it right before the election?
At this point, given the process that has to play out in terms of classification review and all of that, I'm not making any, I don't have to make any judgment about that. We're still, that still has to go on. Just to give you a sense of it, when I did the Pfizer
You're saying it's not even going to be done in time for before the election?
It doesn't, I doubt it would be done in time for the election.
We know, what we do know is you're going to expose that there were confidential human sources at the Capitol. Can you tell us today how many went into the Capitol?
I'll have that information in the report. I'm not able to speak to information in there, both because it's in draft and we get a response from the department and the FBI, but also because I don't know yet what's classified and not classified.
So if they broke the law, if they went into the Capitol, which we pretty much know there were confidential human sources who went into the Capitol and right there alongside of everybody else, wouldn't they need to follow DOJ CHS protocols? And do you know if those were followed?
They should follow CHS protocols. And again, we'll include that information in the report.
Do you know how many were reimbursed for travel?
As I sit here, I don't recall the number.
But I don't recall, or you won't tell us?
Well, and if I did know it, I wouldn't be in a position to tell you because we still have to go through.
We're 4 years into this. You're supposed to be the organization that goes and gets these answers when the FBI and the DOJ stonewall Congress. But I feel like, we're 4 years into this. We're not even going to get this information you're telling us now before the election.
These lying scumbags. Oh, and while we are still on the topic of Democrats sucking, Did you see what border czar Tom Homan just said about Chicago? He vows to hit Chicago first with mass deportation, saying, quote, "Your mayor sucks and your governor sucks." This dude is epic. I don't care what libs say. This channel shall remain unhinged. Back to this whole J6 bombshell thing. In this tweet from Thomas Massey, he says, "It's no coincidence that the FBI Director Wray announced this resignation just prior to the release of the IG report exposing activities of FBI confidential human sources at the Capitol on January 6th. For 4 years now, I pressed for answers on this. Now, the malfeasance is finally exposed." Here, we got a meme that's been circulating. It says, "We know more about the healthcare CEO assassin after 5 minutes of being arrested than we do about this assassin who nearly started a civil war 4 months ago." Based. The meme, "You idiot moderators at YouTube," not what either one of them did. If you're a lib, this news probably flew right past you without you saying it. Trump, for the first time in his political career, has hit a majority favorability rating. Not just a majority among Republicans, but a full majority. That's right, the Dems messed up so bad that everyone is holding it against them. And for good reason. Y'all get a 4-year timeout for what you did. Sorry, not sorry. Here in this next clip, because it's Christmas, here's Dr. Jilly Bean Biden trying to avoid saying the trigger phrase that makes her burst into flames. So then a child basically calls her a cuck right to her face for it.
Hello. How are you? Hi. Happy holidays. Hi. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. Yes.
The child is based. This next clip says, 7 years later in the handshake battle between DJT and piece of shit Emmanuel Macron. It's stuff like this that has made me grow to love Trump. And here, this one I have a very nuanced opinion on.
You know, that's the right thing for the wealthiest nation in the world to do. And today, I'm announcing over $1 billion in new humanitarian support for Africans displaced from homes by historic droughts and food insecurity. We know African leaders and citizens are seeking more than just aid. You seek investment. So the United States is expanding our relationship all across Africa, from assistance to aid, investment to trade, moving from patrons to partners to help bridge the infrastructure gap. I was told, by the way, when I got elected, I could never get an infrastructure bill passed.
I actually do support allocating $1 billion in aid to help African nations. However, I do not trust whatever it is this administration claims to be doing. And while I do support the idea of giving away some of our tax money to help other nations, I was homeless for way too long under this administration to not be pissed off when they do nothing for us and everything for everyone else.
A special thanks to one of the great public health officials, a true hero who we've led this fight against HIV/AIDS, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Where is that? And you're a good man. God love you. As my mother would say, God love you, Anthony.
Yep, And you heard it from him.
Fauci is a hero, guy.
In this next one, we got a local Chicago resident ripping the mayor a new asshole.
You all stood up there and said you will not allow Trump to come in here and get these illegals. Yeah, you can smile. We're in a $1 billion deficit. And you spent half of our money, half of that on illegals. You campaigned and doubled down that you would not raise property taxes. I ain't gonna do that. You campaigned went around doing that. And here we are right now. You wanted to raise our taxes $300 million. They shut it down. Now we back here for $150 million. Okay. See, this is what we asking now. Since you want to crash out, some of y'all say y'all willing to go to jail for it. Trump, Tom Homan, make an example out this Negro right here first. Please come here first, because you know what? We're going to help you. We want a forensic
Ma'am, I would
audit.
ask that you,
We want a
keep your,
forensic
hold on a
audit.
second, stop her time. Stop her time. Just a second, stop her time. Ma'am, I would ask that you, if you want to continue speaking, you have to make sure that your language is appropriate, okay? All right.
Alex,
Okay, you can begin her time again.
you're going to spend our tax dollars to go, Michael Rodriguez, you said to take Trump to court to protect these illegals. You said you're going to spend our tax dollars to take Trump to court to protect these illegals if they try to come in your district. And then you said all of y'all in cahoots with each other to do it. Okay, so now we about to make y'all famous. We're going to let all y'all constituents know who y'all ratting for, that y'all wouldn't spend our tax dollars to protect illegals and to get them legal services. So that's what we're doing. That's cool, because we about to make all of y'all aldermen famous. Flip Chicago red. We not playing.
Having family still there, that video gives me a lot of hope. Back to the topic of pardons. Here's Trump on Meet the Press explaining the reason he didn't just pardon himself was because he didn't do anything wrong.
I asked you last time we sat down for an interview if you were going to pardon yourself. You said no. But now that President Biden has pardoned his son, Hunter, are you reconsidering? Might you pardon yourself?
I didn't do anything wrong. I was given the option. And the lawyers told me, very specific lawyer, I don't have to go into who, but very high up in the administration said, sir, if you pardon yourself, you're going to look guilty. And you did nothing wrong. Oh, I had that option. I could have saved myself a lot of legal fees. But it turned out that I was right. Look at what's gone on. Everything's being dropped. I still have a Fani Willis, a total hoax. That's a total hoax. It's all being dropped.
Sir, are you going to fire the current FBI director, Christopher Wray, who you appointed?
Well, I can't say I'm thrilled with him. He invaded my home. I'm suing the country over it. He invaded Mar-a-Lago. I'm very unhappy with the things he's done. And crime is at an all-time high. Migrants are pouring into the country that are from prisons and from mental institutions, as we've discussed. I can't say I'm thrilled. I don't want to be Joe Biden and give you an answer and then do the exact opposite.
We're going to talk about
So
that,
I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to say is I certainly cannot be happy with him. You take a look at what's happened. And then when I was shot in the ear, he said, oh, maybe it was shrapnel. Where's the shrapnel coming from? Is it coming from heaven? I don't think so.
Yup. Remember all that drain the swamp rhetoric? All the crazy people wouldn't shut up about in 2019? Yeah, it's happening. And also, just to be abundantly clear, I've always claimed QAnon was a government or foreign nation or corporate psyop. So to all the hippies who always try to rag on the WULF channel for being all a bunch of QAnon bullshit, I never subscribed to the cult of Q. However, I've always called it out for the hijacking of legitimate conspiracies that are happening. And yeah, that's my take. I'm legit shocked. The swamp is getting drained. I just think we all know damn well it's gonna get filled back up with another war party and a war with Iran. Trump is a good negotiator though. So I'm honestly praying he can show force and avoid World War III. Although, it really seems like we're already balls deep in it, and they're just not admitting it yet to the public. In this next clip, I get a glimpse for you of the straight up race riots that have been going on for months now in the UK.
Get it, man, for them ones. Stop, man. Oh my, man, I'm no one. Faces, man.
There's a reason we left that place and became rednecks. Here, let me help you out. It's because their leadership sucks!
I'm going undercover as a woman to find out what they go through every day. I discovered that women are called faggot a lot.
That last clip was a joke. Also, it's a viral clip from YouTube. If it hurts your fees, well, this video is listed as comedy. Next clip, however, is not a joke, and it's a politician who's speaking. So let's roll the news clip.
My daughter's going to grow up with a father with one eye. And at some point she might say, you know, I want one eye, right? I identify as somebody with one eyeball. And so if I take her to the doctor and I say, can you just enucleate that eye for us because she identifies as a one eye, she wants to be just like her dad. What would the doctor say? They'd say, you're crazy and I'm going to have you arrested. And this is for a physiological intervention that is far less important than your actual gender and your reproductive organs. We have to stop this madness. This has gone too far. What evidence is there that there is benefit for these so-called standards of care? I mean, anyone can say that they have a standard of care, but it has to be based on some kind of evidence and research, and you find little to no evidence that there's benefits for this. Maybe you just press pause. Maybe you just press pause. Because if we're doing permanent physiological interventions to children that have permanently disfiguring them for some hope of a benefit that is not conclusive, then maybe...
And another thing, again, today. This video is for my safety. Here's a clip of what it looks like when I start producing government conspiracy videos on my phone every morning.
Phone down! This is for my safety. Put the phone down! This is for my safety. Put the phone down! This is for my safety. Put the phone down! Put the phone down! This is for my safety, sir. Listen to my commands. Put the phone down! This is for my safety, sir! Put the phone down! I cannot do it! Put the phone down! Put the phone down! I can't do it!
Here it comes. BLM is heating up. They're pissed about the Daniel Penny verdict, and people are calling for political violence.
I just want to say, I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either. It hurts. Really, really hurts. What are we going to do, people? What's going to happen to us now? I had enough of this. The system is rigged. Come on, people. Let's do something about this.
Let's do something about it. Too often. We have Eric Garner's mother here. There's too often this is happening where we...
Alright, y'all make sure y'all come out tonight. They gonna hear us fucking tonight. God damn it. Y'all gonna get y'all money tonight. Y'all gonna get y'all money's worth tonight, motherfuckers. Yeah. Load that shit up. Y'all gonna get y'all money's worth tonight. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. We need some black vigilantes.
That's right.
People want to jump up and choke us and kill us for being loud. How about we do the same when they attempt to oppress us?
Right.
I'm tired.
Tired.
Remember a few videos ago when I said I predict Antifa is going to become active again? I think this is going to be it. Yup, you heard it. Black vigilantes. Bro, I thought I was unhinged. Damn. Now, like I said a couple of minutes ago, I really think that Antifa is about to go buck wild under the new Trump presidency. Like, the shit we saw in 2016, 2020, I think will look like LARPing in comparison. And on that note, here's the trailer for my documentary series, A Night with Antifa, where I visited Portland and slept on the streets and cosplayed as a home bum to infiltrate an Antifa cell of people I now got mad beef with. On a clapboard. This is gonna suck. But yeah, my camera's almost dead.
Oh shit. 6 up! 6 up! Oi!
Fuck out of here, guys.
If that intrigued you, watch the rest of this episode. And then hop on to the and click on the link to watch the whole A Night with Antifa series after this video. This next clip is a glimpse of the future when the libs decide to fuck around and find out that society will keep turning regardless of the demands of they and them.
This is Jonathan. I'm delivering your order from Brand's Pizza Palace. I just got caught by a roadblock or something. There's just a bunch of cars on the road. Fuck, they're shooting. Let me get down underneath my feet and get my gun. You pulled up on the wrong one. Got an automatic down here somewhere. Let me through, you son of a. He's got a grenade! Hey, cease fire. I got a delivery that's gonna be free if I'm not there in 13 minutes. And if you don't move, I'm gonna take you out. Fine, have me away! I got him! Okay, I'm almost there. I'll see you in a few minutes. Pizza's still fresh.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
My goodies, my goodies.
Get up.
My house, nothing is bad.
Nope.
Need inspiration.
Damn, life's so short.
I usually don't make videos like this, but apparently there was a hostage situation in Bozeman last night, like right the fuck over there, like right behind my house. And so I apparently it's still ongoing. Like, this has been going on for like 24 hours now. So I'm gonna walk my dog over there with my gun so I don't get fucking shot if this dude runs out of this house. But yeah, we're gonna go film it, cause holy fuck. That video is from a straight up hostage situation that happened right behind my house, which resulted in the cops waiting for 27 hours for the man to blow his brains out. Check my live streams to see when we walked over there. People are claiming they, the cops, admitted that him shooting himself was their intention of how to end the incident. As in, allegedly, the sheriff or someone else of authority said, "We're just gonna stay out here till he shoots himself." Then they waited over a day and he shot himself. People are calling for a federal investigation of it, and I'll be reporting on the situation as I continue to learn what the aftermath is. All of this is allegedly or whatever, by the way. And here's some cope.
Trump will bring on a recession the second he takes power. You need to understand something. Economic news has not been getting reported the way that it should for the past 3.5 years. We are not okay, and it's about to all be blamed on him. Understand that I support Trump. I voted for Trump. But things are about to sound very scary. We of the American people have not been hearing true economic news. I'll give you an example. In 2022, we had more banks closed as far as the size of them than what happened in 2008, but it didn't get reported that way. Now, when I say we're heading into a recession, a lot of you will say, well, man, things are already bad. Grocery prices are already high. Rent prices are already high. I get that. That's inflation. Trump's a deflationary president, which is why I would say right now, I would not buy a home. I would not buy a car. I would not buy a boat. I would not buy anything. I would wait. Things are going to sound very scary. They already should sound very scary, but they haven't because the news has not been reporting against Bidenomics. They're going to blame it all on Trump. He'll be able to handle it, but it's going to sound scary for a bit. With his deflation, things are going to drop. Home prices are going to drop. Many things are going to drop. We're going to be in a much better scenario. Just understand through that, there's going to be some job loss and some other things that are going to happen. So between now and then, things are going to sound a little bit different. They're going to sound as they should have for the past 3.5 years, and they're going to try to blame it all on him.
Based. In this next clip, we're going to cheer it up for a second. This one hit me right in the feels. My mother lives by this principle and has ever since she read a book about it when I was a kid.
Brain is always looking for evidence to confirm what you have told it. So if the story in your mind is things are always shit and never working out for me, your brain is going to cherry pick everything in your life that reinforces that. This is why when people start to say things like, show me how it gets better, I know it can get better than this. It starts to, because your brain is going to start looking for evidence for that to be true. It's a confirmation bias, and it doesn't have to be rooted in negativity. Your brain will start to cherry pick the things that are good and that show that life has the capacity to be better. Your mind is just doing its job. It's looking for proof to reinforce the reality that you have created for yourself up there. So be intentional about the reality you're creating.
It's one of the most powerful lessons I've learned in my life. Thanks, Mom, for making me an optometrist. Now that we're done with my hour-long Biden is a piece of shit rant, for now, we can move on to the big story everyone is talking about. Let's get into the CEO assassin, Luigi Mangione. First, I'll walk you through the breaking news stories in chronological order as they occurred, and then I'm going to dive into some of the conspiracy theories that are floating around. By the way, I don't think any of them are correct. However, I do think that some of these theories did touch on some interesting facts that are being ignored. After this story, we'll dive into the UFOs. I promise.
Well, now to the latest developments in the search for the gunman who killed United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Sources tell ABC News New York City police found a backpack carried by the suspect. The backpack was found in Central Park earlier today. We learned the suspect spent 10 days in New York before the Midtown shooting on Wednesday. Authorities say he was calculated but sloppy, leaving behind a burner phone and a water bottle that's being tested for DNA. A flirtatious smile with a front desk clerk at a hostel could help break the case, according to authorities.
It's an age-old story. Beauty killed the beast. She said, "Oh, let me see your face." And he just said, "Okay," and pulls his mask down. And here we are.
Police say the gunman used a fake New Jersey driver's license to check into the hostel. They believe he is no longer in New York. He was last seen entering a bus station that offers commuter service to New Jersey and Greyhound routes to Philadelphia, Boston, and Washington, D.C.
So that clip was the second clip that I found. The first one I already showed, and that one came to me on Telegram. Telegram is always faster than the news at breaking stories. Their whole theory of him being dumb early on in the manhunt, I was already calling their bluff at this point. I knew this kid was smart, and when he showed his face at first, I didn't believe it was him. But as clues continued to surface, my theory quickly shifted to this guy is taunting them, and either he's going to do it again or he's planning to get caught and drag this through court. This next one is from shortly after he was captured.
Tonight, investigators are piecing together their case against Luigi Mangione, the suspect in the shooting that killed an insurance CEO in New York.
Laura Aguirre has you covered on the first forensic match that authorities say ties Mangione to the scene.
It's a match. According to two law enforcement sources, fingerprints found at the murder scene of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York tie directly to booking prints taken from suspect Luigi Mangione.
Another thing that I instantly noticed was that he didn't wear gloves, which to me screams, I want to be caught.
And another compelling match announced Wednesday afternoon related to the 3D printed gun found on Mangione during his arrest at a Pennsylvania McDonald's Monday.
We were able to match that gun to the 3 shell casings that we found in Midtown at the scene of the homicide.
Along with that gun, police also recovered from Mangione a Glock magazine, a silencer, a fake ID, and a U.S. passport, plus writings in a notebook.
They find some rationalizations about Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, but to use a bomb, he wrote, innocent people could be caught up in the carnage. Shooting would be the way to go.
Another law enforcement source tells CNN one notebook passage muses about killing, quote, the CEO at his own bean counting conference. Found on the streets of Manhattan by affiliate WABC, wanted posters from an unknown source showing victim Brian Thompson's face X'd out in red, with other posters showing different CEOs.
It could have been any of them, because there is vitriol about corporate America.
If I were a prosecutor on this case, I'd be very concerned because there is a lot of outpouring of support and sympathy for Mr. Mangione.
This is not a one-person problem. This is a societal issue that we better figure out how to deal with.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Luigi Mangione is a living tutorial on how to become a folk legend. By the way, here we have the Folk Legend Fires Pack. By the way, the cost of this outfit was a big indicator that this was either a professional or someone with money. The second I saw this meme, that was my instant reaction. Here's the picture of him looking like an Israeli woman. And here's the picture of him in the same location looking like someone else. Weird how both pictures look like IDF soldiers wearing Luigi costumes, isn't it? Here's a picture sent to me on Telegram. It says, my friend is an actuary for a small insurance consultant. Everyone this afternoon got an email from the CEO requiring them to pledge that they thought health insurance and executives were good. The email says, reaffirming our pledge to our work and each other. Dear team, in light of recent events In our industry, several employees have reached out to express concerns about safety, particularly regarding the well-being of our executive team. We take these concerns very seriously, Kai, and we are committed to fostering an environment ripe with corporate Baphomet idolatry, where everyone feels secure and supported. Friend! To help reinforce our shared commitment to maintaining a safe and respectful workplace, we are requiring each of you to take the following pledge. Please copy the text of the pledge in the attached document and reply to this email with your name included. Best regards, signed Satan's Council of Supreme Cucks. And then the message to me said, bro, they are so fucking scared, LOL. Here's a screenshot from the moment everyone figured out that he's an Ivy League student. Honestly, this is kind of a moment in history, especially when y'all have gaslit us for years, acting like it woulda, coulda, shoulda, only possibly could have been a backwoods, toothless, sister fucking hillbilly who could commit acts of terrorism against social elites. Nope. It was an Ivy League student of elite social class. What a surprise. Someone from their own crowd felt the entitlement to go shoot one of you in the face. Shouldn't that be like your primary concern? I'm so fucking tired of being demonized just for not agreeing with you. Here's when the info about the weapon dropped. It says, quote, he was reportedly carrying a ghost gun, manifesto against insurance companies, and using the same fake ID to check in to the hostel. He arrived in Altoona, Pennsylvania via Greyhound bus. And here's Luigi just looking like a normal dude. In the moment you've waited for, here's when they caught him, which is also the moment he became a folk legend. I'm not letting that one go. It's the wildest shit I've seen in a while.
In the shooting that shook our city last week, a CEO, Brian Thompson of United Healthcare, was the victim of a senseless act of violence. Our officers have been working around the clock. Many of them did not go home to pursue this individual. It was crucial that we were able to remove him off the streets of America, and we were going to seek him out no matter where he was at the time. And so this is a strong person of interest. The police commissioner and chief of detectives will go over where we are right now in the investigation. He matches the description of the identification we've been looking for. He's also in possession of several items that we believe will connect him to this incident. How did we do it? Good old-fashioned police work. The chief of detectives and the police commissioner made the decision to release as much of a photo that we had at the time. We sent it across the country, and someone, a McDonald's employee, did something we ask every American to do. If you see something, say something, but most importantly, do something. And they did. And because of that, we believe we have a strong person of interest to deal with this case. I want to now turn it over to the police commissioner of the city of New York, Commissioner Tisch.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. Earlier this morning in Altoona, Pennsylvania, members of the Altoona Police Department arrested Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old male, on firearms charges. At this time, he is believed to be our person of interest in the brazen targeted murder of Brian Thompson, CEO of United Healthcare, last Wednesday in Midtown Manhattan. The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. Responding officers questioned the suspect, who was acting suspiciously and was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs as well as a U.S. passport. Upon further investigation, officers recovered a firearm on his person, as well as a suppressor, both consistent with the weapon used in the murder. They also recovered clothing, including a mask consistent with those worn by our wanted individual. Also recovered was a fraudulent New Jersey ID, matching the ID our suspect used to check into his New York City hostel before the shooting incident. Additionally, officers recovered a handwritten document that speaks to both his motivation and mindset. NYPD detectives are en route to Pennsylvania as we seek to interview the subject further. This apprehension is thanks to the tireless work of the greatest detectives in the world, and of course, the strong relationships we have with our local law enforcement partners. On every level, local, state, and federal, we all serve the same public safety mission. And this case, which captured the attention of an entire nation, is another example of how connected we are and how important it is to work together, share information, and pursue every lead. For just over 5 days, our NYPD investigators combed through thousands of hours of video, followed up on hundreds of tips, and processed every bit of forensic evidence, DNA, fingerprints, IP addresses, and so much more to tighten the net. We deployed drones, canine units, and scuba divers. We leveraged the domain awareness system, Argus cameras, and conducted aviation canvasses. And our detectives also went door to door, interviewing potential witnesses and doing the good old-fashioned police work that our investigators are famous for. This combination of old-school detective work and new-age technology is what led to this result today. And we must also acknowledge the instrumental role the media and the public played in this case. The images that we shared with the public were spread far and wide, and the tips we received led to the recovery of crucial evidence. We should never underestimate the power of the public to be our eyes and our ears in these investigations. This is the third time in 3 weeks that a member of the public has seen something and said something and done something that led to a high-profile arrest. The triple stabbing homicide in Manhattan, the gunpoint robberies in Queens during which an NYPD officer was shot, and now this. Now, the case will continue through the criminal justice process. And while we are proud of today's accomplishment, we must, of course, remember that a family is in mourning.
The level of tone deaf to even come out and say that is crazy. She basically just said, "My bad for fronting at the mouth over the opportunity this gave us to roll out new surveillance technology, guy." Seriously, like when Sasha Cohen asked Dick Cheney what his favorite war was.
I want to again extend my sympathies to Brian's family, his co-workers, and all who knew him. Finally, I want to thank the women and men of the NYPD, especially our Detective Bureau personnel, with a strong assist from our intelligence analysts. We also thank the SAC of the FBI's Criminal Investigative Division, Leslie Rodriguez-Bekshies. And I want to commend the staff of the Manhattan DA's office, and especially DA Alvin Bragg. He has been working with us 24/7 on this case, and I am incredibly grateful for his partnership. I'll now pass it along to our great Chief of Detectives, Joe Kenny, who will provide additional information. Chief.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good afternoon. As the Commissioner stated earlier, a male was taken into custody today in Altoona, Pennsylvania this morning. He has been identified as Luigi Nicholas Mangione. He's a male, 26 years old. He was born and raised in Maryland. We know he has ties to San Francisco, California, and his last known address was Honolulu, Hawaii. He has no prior arrest history in New York. Members of the NYPD Detective Bureau are currently traveling to Pennsylvania with members of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to interview this subject. This case was brought to a successful conclusion based on the coordinated effort between numerous NYPD units, including the Intelligence and Counterterrorism Bureau, our federal partners at the FBI, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and of course, members of the Altoona Police Department in Pennsylvania. On Thursday, one day after this crime was committed, the NYPD released a photo of the shooter in this case. This picture was obtained by the NYPD during one of their extensive video canvasses. We took that photograph and we asked for the public's help in identifying this subject, and the public responded. Hundreds of tips began to pour into our hotline. Each tip was investigated thoroughly, and we began to release additional photographs as they came into our possession. The NYPD provided these photos to numerous media outlets. Local, national, and international outlets released the photo via television, print, social media, and online content. Luckily, a citizen in Pennsylvania recognized our subject and called local law enforcement. Members of the Altoona Police Department responded to the call, and based on their investigation, they notified the NYPD. This investigation is still active and ongoing. Thank you very much.
Shooting first, and then we'll. Mark?
I had a couple questions about the document that he was found in possession with. Can you go a little bit more in depth about those motivations that you mentioned? Was that CEO specifically named in that document? Was there anything more about him wanting to go after others? And also in that document, was there any indication that explains as how the level of detail that he went into killing him? Like, is there anything?
Like I said, that document is currently in the possession of the Altoona Police Department as part of their investigation. But just from briefly speaking with them, we don't think that there's any specific threats to other people mentioned in that document.
And I'm just going to cut that clip right there because it's a half hour long and it's all just the FBI bragging about tech and then refusing to answer questions. So real quick, let's just jump over to... What? So real quick, let's just jump over to Canadian news. This was brought to my attention by Colleen Noir. It only took like 2 days for Canada to pass new anti-gun measures after Luigi got caught. And what they're doing is diabolical.
Omar, effective immediately, 324 unique makes and variants of what the government calls assault-style firearms are now prohibited. All newly banned models have semi-automatic action and sustained rapid-fire capability. And government officials confirmed Thursday these guns can no longer be legally used or sold in this country.
Our goal is to ensure that no community, no family is devastated by mass shootings in Canada again.
These firearms join the list of more than 1,500 types of firearms Prime Minister Justin Trudeau banned the sale and use of in 2020. As was the case 4 years ago, the government is offering owners and retailers of these newly outlawed guns amnesty until October 2025, while officials finalize a national buyback program. The Liberals have been facing pressure to ban additional firearms that came on the market after 2020 and that weren't covered in the Liberals' major gun control bill passed a year ago. It remains to be seen exactly how many firearms will be turned over in time, but once they are, the government says they have a plan to get them out of the country and potentially onto the front lines of the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yeah, you heard that, folks. Their plan is to steal your guns and send them to the war in Europe.
We've been working very closely with our friends in Ukraine to ensure that weapons that were intended to be used in combat could be made available to them.
First, it's gonna be your guns. Next, it's gonna be your children. Oh, what? You don't believe me? Well, sorry to inform you of the bad news. But they're already getting ready for it! And that subject is one I could do another 4-hour video on. But I want to keep having a YouTube channel. So if you want to get deeper into it, I've dropped that Colleen Noir video on my Telegram channel into the conspiracies only subcategory, but I'm gonna keep going with the CEO assassination story so we can make it to UFOs in time. I'm trying extremely hard to keep this video under 4 hours long. Blah, 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 blah.
And police found a number of items, they say, in Altoona on his person, in his backpack with him. They found this, the so-called ghost gun, police say, that may have been created using a 3D printer. We don't know who actually created it. Police say it's consistent with the one used to kill Thompson. They found a 3-page handwritten manifesto showing Mangione had what they call ill will toward corporate America. They found multiple fake IDs, including this one from New Jersey with the name Mark Rosario on it, obviously a fake name, according to police. Investigators right now are digging into whatever they can online, including, and this is some new reporting here from NBC News, as you take a look at this image here. This is, of course, Wednesday in New York City in Midtown, the day the shooting happened. Investigators are, we understand, now looking at an online post, including a picture he put up of an X-ray of a person's back with screws in it to see if that is related to all of this, to see if that was Mangione's back, a relatives, for example. That's according to 2 senior law enforcement officials. Why does that matter? Because it may be another clue, potentially, on any motive here. Stephanie Gosk is live for us in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Tom Winter, Danny Savalas are with us as well. Steph, let me start with you here. That first look, of course, at this so-called person of interest. Talk us through. Arraignments are typically very quick, right? Any expectation that this is going to be any different?
Yeah, sure. I mean, first of all, it's really important to say that he has been arrested on unrelated gun charges. He has not been charged yet in the murder of CEO Brian Thompson. But as you can see, he's being walked into the courthouse for an arraignment. It's unclear whether he's going to plead yet in this moment. Maybe he does. That's what we're waiting to find out. His day ending very differently than how it started, Hallie. He was here at this McDonald's eating breakfast, and one of the employees saw him, clocked him, thought he was looking suspicious, and called the police. And the NYPD say the breakthrough in this case really is because of those photos that were released, especially the photos where we saw the face of the suspect. You know, those images of him checking into the hostel with that smile on his face. Then, as you say, when law enforcement showed up here, he showed them a fake ID with the name Mark Rosario on it, a New Jersey ID, the same one that he used to check into that hostel, Hallie.
Hey, I'm Hallie, and we are coming on the air just seconds away from the arraignment, apparently, in western Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania, for the so-called person of interest in that CEO killing. You see him there. This is the first image that we're getting of Luigi Mangione. Look at this. Our teams outside court just got this. So this is him walking in, ready to be arraigned. Taking a moment here, the first time that we are seeing this person since that 5 or 6 day manhunt ended, after that shocking, targeted killing of Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan last week. The CEO of United Healthcare, Luigi Mangione, 26 years old, a Penn grad, somebody who had potentially, he certainly was found at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He was found, police say, by an employee who recognized him, who called police saying that he was acting suspicious.
And another thing. Before you go thinking you want to snitch on someone and get that dope money, this is just a friendly reminder that the McDonald's employee who turned him in isn't getting paid. The cops put out social media posts claiming a $60,000 reward would be granted to tipsters leading to the arrest. Now, of course, they are pulling some shit to weasel out of paying. The claim being that the person doesn't get the reward money because they called 911 instead of the tip line. So, yeah. If you ever think about working with cops, if your motivation is to get paid, it probably ain't gonna happen. And this, we had people losing their fucking minds over for a couple of days before it got wiped under the rug. Another part of being a folk legend is that it takes less than a week for people to morph your story into whatever they want it to be. Yeah, no one wants to talk about the fact he was espousing nationalist rhetoric online. Everyone wants to act like he was just a champion of libs. Ha ha! And if you think I'm full of shit, here's the post. Pause the video and read it. He's talking about how to save Japan by using National Socialism. And if you want to say he's not, sorry, but you're full of shit. This next bombshell post off of Twitter says, United Healthcare shooter Luigi Mangione had Mein Kampf on his Goodreads want to read list. This tweet says, spoke with a source that had a lot of friends that went to high school with Luigi Mangione. What keeps coming up is a back surgery that changed everything for him, and he went absolutely crazy. Checks out with his Goodreads history and the x-ray in his header. Here we got John Weiber of News Updates for Real on Instagram saying, my face when they arrest the CEO shooting suspect with the murder weapon, a manifesto, and gloves. To which I seriously ask, why didn't he wear the gloves? Then in the comments of that same post, it says, bruh, I said the same thing. They hit the jackpot again and again. Remember when they found the passports of the 9/11 hijackers in the rubble?
Another development on Saturday, New York officials revealed at a news conference here in the city that a hijacker's passport was found blocks from the World Trade Center crash site, if you can believe that. No other details were given, but the discovery prompted the FBI and police to expand the search area down in Lower Manhattan.
And on the note of the death of 3,000 Americans on American soil, let's take a commercial break real quick, featuring Yee.
Hey y'all, this Ye, and this is my commercial. And since we spent all the money on the commercial spot, we actually didn't spend any money on the actual commercial. But the idea is I want you to go to Yeezy.com, YEEZY.com, and I'm gonna write it at the bottom of the screen, and I got some shoes, and that's it.
Oh, and? You thought Yee was nuts? Yeah, well, check this out. Here's why Kanye went fucking nuts. Yup, wake up people, this shit goes deep, and it spans back thousands of years. We're watching a global-wide Masonic play unfold in real time. If you pay attention, you'll notice it. And so now on that specific note, let's get back to Luigi and start connecting the dots between the Mangione family and social elites.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Nancy Pelosi had a direct tie to Brian Thompson, you know, the CEO of United Healthcare who was shot in New York City? Yeah, it turns out Nancy was maybe doing a little insider trading, if you can believe that. So there's that. Wouldn't it also be crazy that now that Syria has fallen, the Assad regime is done, there are only 3 countries left in the world who are not owned by a Rothschild central bank? You got North Korea, Cuba, and Iran. Something tells me, yeah. Wouldn't it also be crazy if literally the day that Assad fell, Israel removed its Syrian border agreement and sent tanks in? Something tells me they want to gobble up some land here. I don't know. And finally, wouldn't it be crazy if I suggested that all of this has been orchestrated for decades and is going exactly according to plan?
And so, there you have it. The tip of this big-ass iceberg. Now, the question is, what's the Titanic that will crash and sink because of it? Will it be the East or the West? Drop a comment with your theories. By the way, I'm always looking for good comments to feature, so speak up and I will highlight you just like this next guy. This person on X says, new workout goal is to have a body where after I commit a crime, the media posts my shirtless pics and everyone is like, wow. This one says, so you're telling me Luigi Mangione, an Ivy League grad with a 130 plus IQ, takes off his mask at a Starbucks to flirt with an employee, ruining his anonymity. An hour later, he calmly murders the United Healthcare CEO and rides off on a bicycle. A week later, he shows up at a McDonald's carrying the murder weapon, a fake ID used during the crime, and a written manifesto against the American healthcare system. He gets recognized by a cashier after sitting down, then works on his laptop armed with a loaded gun and suppressor he made himself until police walk in and just arrest him on the spot. Now, let's let Shane Vibes Truth from Instagram talk about it for a minute.
So the plot thickens with the United Healthcare CEO who is no longer with us, and the suspected shooter. Did you see his social media? This is insane. So they've arrested this guy, Luigi Mangione, and his Twitter just looks normal. There's nothing too crazy. You have a picture of him backpacking in what looks like perhaps Hawaii. Then you have an x-ray of the surgery that it's believed he underwent, which is what some are saying radicalized him because he wasn't covered under his parents' healthcare insurance anymore because he was 26 years old. And then you have this Pokemon. You may think, oh, it's just a Pokemon. What's the big idea? But here's where it gets a little bit weird. This Pokemon has a number. It's called Breloom, and his number is 0286. Well, if you type in Proverbs 286, better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways. The interpretation is that this can refer to dishonest business practices or blatant corruption. And strangely still, look at the number of posts Luigi has currently up on his Twitter, 286. And this Pokemon also has a function or an attack called Bullet Seed. But some people are pointing out that it's very strange. Usually all these shootings that happen in New York, they never find out who is behind it. But this professional freaking seemingly hitman has a full social media profile and all this encoded stuff in it. Very strange.
And while I agree with his assessment, I think strange is the wrong word for this. The right word would be calculated. This Luigi kid is smart as fuck, and the trial is gonna be wild as fuck. Oh, and also, what's up with his eyebrows? As a camera guy, I want to say this could be because of the cameras, but in my experience, the shittier the camera, the more pronounced it will make your unibrow look, not the other way around. So what's up with that? And here we have the schizo-political wheel. Pause to read this one. It's both hilarious and accurate, but we gotta keep going so we can make it to aliens in time. This tweet says, the United Healthcare CEO's shooter followed AOC, wanted to read Mein Kampf, was a rich tech bro, hated big corpo, hated atheists. I'm playing all sides so that I always come out on top. And here is the actual moment he was hauled into court and started screaming at the cameras. This is the unedited clip without idiot news anchors blah blah blahing over it. Everywhere else that I've seen this clip, it's been highly edited. They don't want people to hear what he said. It's an insult to the intelligence of the American people.
And completely outdone and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
Luigi, did you do it?
And completely outdone and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience. Whoa, back up. And completely outdone and an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
Here in the picture again of Luigi from the McDonald's, does this look like remotely like him? I genuinely don't believe it does. And now, finally, the moment you've waited for. Let's go down the rabbit hole that links Brian Thompson, Luigi Mangione, and Nancy Pelosi. Not my theory. Don't come for my head. But holy shit, this is wild. From Huey Jack on X. No idea who this guy is, by the way. He says, this is a long one, but stay with me. It's worth it. Let's start here. October 2023. Department of Justice, DOJ, initiates a non-public antitrust investigation into United Health Group concerning potentially unlawful acquisitions. United Health executives, including CEO Brian Thompson and Chairman Stephen Hemsley, begin selling substantial amounts of company stock, totaling $101.5 million by February 2024. January 1st, 2024, Vin Roberti, chairman of Roberti Global and longtime political ally and fundraiser for Nancy Pelosi, is retained as a lobbyist by Palo Alto Networks. February 12, 2024, Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, purchases 50 call options in Palo Alto Networks, valued between $500,000 and $1 million. All random pieces currently, but they fit together soon, I promise, says Huey Jack. February 14th through 20th of 2024. A ransomware attack targets Change Healthcare, a subsidiary of United Health Group, compromising personal and health information of over 100 million individuals. February 16th, 2024, Brian Thompson sells $15.1 million worth of United Health Group stock. Other United Health executives complete additional stock transactions during this time. February 20th, 2024, Palo Alto Networks experiences a 20% decline in its stock after lowering its billings and revenue guidance for the fiscal year. February 21st, 2024, Paul Pelosi acquires an additional 20 call options in Palo Alto Networks valued between $100,000 and $250,000. United Health Group publicly discloses the Change Healthcare breach. At this point, there is still no public info on Palo Alto and United. On February 26, 2024, quote, "Our favorite stock trader strikes again. The Pelosi family transactions in Palo Alto networks are publicly disclosed." March 14th, 2024, United Health Group publicly announces its collaboration with Palo Alto Networks in response to the cyber attack on Change Healthcare. Palo Alto Networks Unit 42 team and its attack surface monitoring ASM tools are deployed to enhance cybersecurity and restore operations. March 19th, 2024. Reports highlight Vin Roberti's lobbying role for Palo Alto Networks and his long-standing relationship with Nancy Pelosi. May 2024. The Hollywood, Florida Firefighters Pension Fund files a lawsuit against United Health executives, including Brian Thompson, alleging fraud and insider trading related to stock sales prior to the DOJ investigation becoming public. June 2024. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, implements new rules requiring companies to disclose material cybersecurity incidents within 4 business days. July 2024. A bipartisan group of U.S. senators agrees on proposed legislation to ban stock trading by members of Congress, aiming to address potential conflicts of interest. October 2024. Tim McKnight is appointed Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, of United Health Group to enhance the company's cybersecurity measures following the breach. Huey Jack says, quote, "This is where Luigi starts to peek in. How did he know?" November 22nd, 23rd, 2024, Luigi Mangione likely boards a Greyhound bus in Atlanta, Georgia to travel to New York City. The journey takes approximately 17 to 19 hours. November 24th, 2024, Luigi Mangione arrives in New York City via a Greyhound bus from Atlanta, Georgia, 2 days before the public announcement of United Health Group's investor conference. November 26th, 2024, United Health Group announces its annual investor conference scheduled for December 4th, 2024. December 4th, 2024. Brian Thompson, CEO of United Health Group, is fatally shot in New York City. His death is under investigation with no confirmed connection to the DOJ probe or insider trading allegations. Remember, Luigi boarded the bus 2 to 4 days prior to the public announcement of the conference. Now, after laying down all that foundational information, Huey Jack gets even deeper into it and says, but why would Luigi care? And how is Luigi connected to the Pelosis? Well, here's the background. Draw the conclusions you would like. Mangione family connection. Luigi Mangione is part of the prominent Mangione family in Maryland, known for their real estate and healthcare ventures, including Lorien Health Services. Nicholas B. Mangione Sr., the founder of Lorien Health Services, is Luigi Mangione's grandfather, as confirmed through family connections, involving Luigi's cousin Nino Mangione. Both families are prominent in the same very small state. Political tenures of related figures: Thomas D'Alessandro III, Nancy Pelosi's brother. Wait, what? Nancy D'Alessandro? Straight up? That sounds like a cartel boss. I'm just saying. Thomas D'Alessandro III, Nancy Pelosi's brother, served as the 44th mayor of Baltimore from December 1967 to December 1971. Nino Mangione, Luigi Mangione's cousin, elected to the Maryland House of Delegates in 2018 and began serving on January 9th of 2019. He then says, the Mangione family is rich. They own resorts and country clubs around the state. But how did they get rich? The family founded and still owns a nursing home chain in the state. Lorien Health Services. Lorien Health Services website update. The About Lorien page on Lorien Health Services website previously included a tribute to the founding Mangione family, highlighting their role in establishing the organization in 1977. Recently, this page was updated to remove direct references to the Mangione family, focusing instead on the organization's history, services, and community impact. The exact date of this update is not currently known, but has been verified using the Wayback Machine for comparison. Are these nursing homes taking good care of their patients? These guys are slick. They work/run these nursing homes under shell companies that absorb all the lawsuits. So, ask these people. Legal cases involving Lorien Health Services. April 9th, 2021, a class action lawsuit was filed against Lorien Health Services following a data breach exposing sensitive information of approximately 47,754 patients. August 2021, Shanna Ward et al. Versus Lorien Harvard Inc. A medical malpractice case was filed. November 2021, Hedwig Slewicka et al. Versus Lorien Harvard Inc. Another medical malpractice case was initiated. April 2022, the estate of Wilbur Anders filed a lawsuit against Lorien Harvard Inc. alleging negligence. On Luigi's public profiles before they were all wiped, he had listed Lorien Health Services as a place he frequently volunteered. So, he has seen the dirty work of the insurance companies firsthand, especially when his family owns the company trying to get the money from the insurance companies. So, we have a CEO under the microscope for insider trading, a frequent suspicious stock trading senator, and a disgruntled rich kid that happens to be from the same area as the senator and owns a nursing home. Interesting. No hard facts, no accusations, but traceable lines. But how did Luigi know about the conference? He came prepared. Unless dude got all his gear in NYC after traveling there by bus with a fake ID. I asked ChatGPT for fun, this is what it said. Focus on option 3. Theoretically, Luigi could have known about the United Healthcare Group investor conference before its public announcement through various means, including 1. Insider information, corporate leaks. If Luigi had a connection to someone within United Health Group or a third-party firm, example, public relations, event management, or consulting companies, he could have received insider information about the conference's date. Supply chain access, vendors, contractors, or other service providers involved in organizing the conference might inadvertently share information. And 2, cybersecurity breach, hijacking or data leaks. Luigi could have obtained the information if he had access to data compromised during the earlier ransomware attack on Change Healthcare. Sensitive company communications, including planning documents, could have been exposed during the breach. Dark web listings. Information from a breach might have been sold or shared on the dark web, providing details about upcoming events. 3. Lobbyist or industry insider. Indirect connections. Luigi might have gained knowledge of the conference through industry insiders or lobbyists working with United Health Group. Lobbyists or consultants often have access to corporate timelines as part of their advocacy work. And 4. Publicly available patterns. Annual patterns. United Health Group holds investor conferences regularly. If Luigi was closely monitoring the company, he could have anticipated the approximate timing of the event based on historical trends. Event planning and public records, hotel bookings, or permits related to the event at the Hilton Midtown may have revealed details about the conference's timing. 5. Surveillance or reconnaissance. Monitoring locations. If Luigi was already in New York City or had been tracking United Health Group executives, he might have observed preparatory activities at the hotel or other related locations. Social media or communications. Employees, contractors, or third-party participants might have inadvertently shared information on social media or other platforms before the official announcement. Each of these scenarios assumes varying levels of intent, access, and sophistication, and would require further investigations to substantiate. Thanks, AI. And then this comment here from Pro-America Politics on X says, United Healthcare's profit margin is 3.6%. For comparison, Walmart, 2.9%, Disney, 5.4%, Amazon, 8%, Tesla, 13%. It then says, if you think the healthcare system of America is broken, that's fine, but don't blame the greedy insurance CEOs because that is not founded in fact. And he asks after that, would you rather these companies go bankrupt and then nobody has insurance at all? To which I reply, yes. Absolutely yes. Fuck yes. Fuck insurance companies. Fuck insurance. Fuck insurance agents. Fuck everything about insurance. I'm not even gonna propose a counter argument. I just hate insurance. And you can fuck right off if you got a problem with that. They suck. This comment says, do you find it interesting how much more we know about the United Healthcare CEO shooter in a few days than we do about the Trump shooter? That is still a valid question. This person, who calls themselves Darth Muffin, says, well, Pelosi's very rich family is from Baltimore, and the Mangione family is very well connected to the Pelosi family. And MD is a very blue state with a ton of connections to Obamacare, ACA, which UHC was about to dissociate from. So, come to your own conclusions. And now that we're done with that, let's cleanse our palate with the man himself shotgunning a beer. And now let's get right back into it. This shit goes deep, you guys. There's a bunch of fake manifestos circulating claiming to be his manifesto. As far as I'm aware, the real manifesto isn't anywhere that can be publicly read. So if you're seeing posts like this one, I took a screenshot of, I'm warning you here and now that they are bullshit, written by someone trying to capitalize off of the incident. Nope. Not calling this one a tragedy. Sorry, not sorry. That would be an insult to people who actually die tragically. Now that we've gotten through all of the breaking news and conspiracy theories parts of this story, we can get into the more recent news developments. Beginning with, it's seeming more and more like they got Luigi dead to rights now. Like he wanted to be caught. Because either they set him up so much that they planted evidence, or he straight up left prints and was caught carrying the weapon and everything.
This is your first look at the man police say is responsible for the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York City. Luigi Mangione was arrested at an Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's on December 9th after an employee reportedly tipped off police that someone resembling the suspect was in the restaurant. An Altoona police officer approached Mangione.
He had asked the suspect if he had been in New York City recently, and that really invoked a physical reaction from the suspect. He became visibly nervous, kind of shaking at that question.
Police say Mangione gave officers a fake ID, and inside his backpack was a written document expressing his hatred toward the health insurance industry.
In some dark corners, this killer is being hailed as a hero. Hear me on this. He is no hero. The real hero in this story is the person who called 911 at McDonald's this morning.
Online court records show Mangione was charged in Manhattan with second-degree murder, along with 3 gun charges and forgery. He is expected to be extradited to New York.
Like, I'm honestly surprised he even wore a mask. If all these clues are in fact real, because it really appears that he barely avoided getting caught. He didn't wear gloves. He left prints behind. He still showed his face. He left the backpack behind full of Monopoly money. And I'm pretty sure we're going to hear about DNA evidence within the next couple of days. Like, he barely covered his tracks. This shit is seriously wild. I don't have a clapboard, okay? Oh, and somehow he was charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder. But he killed 1 guy. How the fuck does that work? Like, seriously. What is that? Someone who understands law better than I do, I am begging you, please drop a comment, cause this makes no fucking sense to me. I'm also an idiot. And what I just said about him getting 3 murder charges, oh boy! Right as I wrote that to a whole other news clip, this breaking news story rolled in.
Well, Mangione is still fighting extradition, but a hearing is now set for December 30th. Meanwhile, in Florida, a woman has been arrested after she threatened an insurance company using the same words found on the bullet casings in Thompson's murder. 42-year-old Brianna Boston called Blue Cross Blue Shield about her recently denied claims. Near the conclusion of the call, Boston reportedly said, "Delay, deny, depose. You people are next." The FBI was alerted after the conversation, and Boston was arrested on Tuesday. When she was questioned about the threat, she confirmed she said those words and apologized. Boston told police she does not own any guns and isn't a danger to anyone. She has been charged with written threats to conduct a mass shooting or act of terrorism.
Luigi is fucked. Oh, and if you even think about doing what Luigi did, the government is prepared to make an example of you. Apparently, just saying the phrase is now an arrestable offense. This is getting crazy. How long until revolution? Also, while you were busy laughing at the murder of an innocent CEO, you sick fuck, I was busy shilling. Until it gets me in trouble, you can get Free My Boy Luigi shirts and Defend, Deny, Dispose shirts from the Cursed Items shop. Link below. And now let's get back into it. By the way, the only plan I have is to keep making YouTube videos. So anyone thinking about red flagging me because of my YouTube content, save yourself the embarrassment when the cops talk to me and realize I am a patriot. And my father is a retired military police officer. and my grandfather was a sheriff deputy. I do not support radicalism until the shit has hit the fan. And I mean that to the likes of a global cataclysm, nuclear fallout, etc. When law no longer exists, until then, I support not destroying society. I cherish my safety and comfort. And if you don't, you need to get your fucking priorities straight. So, this next update is from the show Sidebar on Law and Crime, one of the best news sources in my honest opinion. And this story is breaking at the time of me writing it. So, let's get into it. Apparently, the FBI talked to his mother before they arrested him, and she said she wouldn't be surprised to find out he was guilty of the assassination.
There are just more and more developments in this United Healthcare CEO shooting that we want to talk about. Aside from the fact that extradition just happened like 5 minutes ago, I'll explain what he decided to do, but the latest that we haven't really talked about is what's being reported, including from the USA Today, that the mother of the suspected shooter, Luigi Mangione, allegedly told authorities before Mangione was arrested that this shooting might be something that she could see him doing. Process that for a second. So we know Mangione is accused of shooting to death Brian Thompson back on December 4th in Midtown Manhattan as the health insurance executive was on his way to the company's annual investor conference. And we know that after a 5-day manhunt, Mangione was apprehended in Altoona, Pennsylvania in a McDonald's after he was identified based on these surveillance photos from New York that was circulated around the country by authorities.
No! For the third time, I do not believe the McDonald's picture. Who is that guy? Drop a comment if that picture breaks your brain too. Them telling us that's Luigi at the McDonald's reminds me of when they made Winston Smith admit that 2 + 2 = 5 in 1984. Like, do you seriously believe that picture?
And we also know that he's just been indicted on 11 counts in New York.
11 counts in New York? Did you hear that? NYC wants this motherfucker dead.
Including 3 counts of murder. 2 of those, including first-degree murder, which carries a sentence of life in prison, are murders committed in furtherance of terrorism. Very, very aggressive.
Aggressive is right. They are not playing. Luigi is fucked.
We can talk a little bit more about that, and I'll be curious to see if prosecutors will be able to prove it, but
they said, don't you dare fuck with our money.
He was also hit with weapon possession and forgery charges out in Pennsylvania. And that was really interesting because it became a question, would he stay there, fight the charges? There's going to be a preliminary hearing, but also, will he have to be extradited back to New York? Again, we'll talk about that. But now I have to get to this issue of his mother. And I will tell you, I think that this is really, really interesting. So there had been reports that Mangione's mother had filed a missing persons report for her son back on November 18th. And according to CNN, a law enforcement official indicated that she hadn't spoken to her son since July. So, how did it come to be that she allegedly indicated her son might be capable of doing something like this? Well, NYPD Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenney was asked about this at a news conference the other day when the indictment of Mangione was announced. Listen to what he had to say.
So the original missing report took place back in November 18th in San Francisco. The sergeant that was involved in that case reached out to the San Francisco field office and said, hey, basically, I'm working on a missing case. I saw the photograph that was distributed by the NYPD. There bears a resemblance. That tip was forwarded to us close to 45 hours after the incident took place. It showed up to a TFO, which is a task force officer. We have NYPD officers embedded with the FBI. They received that tip. It was one of 4 tips that they had received that day, and they were vetting it. Part of that vetting process was that they reached out to Mangione's mother in San Francisco very late on the 7th. They had a conversation where she didn't indicate that it was her son in the photograph, but she said it might be something that she could see him doing. So that information was going to be passed along to the detectives the next morning, but fortunately we apprehended him before we could act on that.
So why would that be the case, right? If she really said that, why? And remember, a friend of Mangione, Aaron Cranston, revealed to the New York Times that he received a message indicating that Mangione's family was looking for him. We know there was reporting that Mangione was becoming more and more isolated, potentially more extreme online. He had this online activity, seemed to reveal these odd ideological leanings. Particularly, I've cited this before, this Goodreads review from earlier this year of the manifesto of the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, in which Mangione apparently gave the book a 4-star rating. Now, Mangione's cousin, Nino Mangione, issued a statement on behalf of the family and made it clear that they didn't know anything prior to the news of his arrest. It said, "We cannot comment on news reports regarding Luigi Mangione. We only know what we have read in the media. Our family is shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest. We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved."
And for all this soft on crime bullshit out of NYC, they really throw the fucking book at you when you come after the elite class. What more evidence do you need that they only care about themselves and don't give a shit about us? Yup, you heard it here first, everybody. The story of Luigi Mangione is the how to go to prison for thinking about doing something handbook. They're throwing the book so hard at this motherfucker, it's almost like the whole thing was orchestrated to scare the goddamn shit out of everybody. Think about it. Elites are fucking terrified that there will be a uprising and more of them will get targeted. And now they're sending a message to the public saying, we are in charge. And it's true. They are fucking in charge. And if a world war breaks out, guess who we get to blame? Them. And guess who gets to die in their fucking war? Us. And unless you want to be a martyr, you can plan on being repressed for the rest of your existence. Humanity is owned by the powers that be. It's a sad truth that just is. And so that wraps it. Fucking finally. Jesus fuck. Now we can talk about aliens, or drones, or whatever the fuck these things are. Seriously, I have been bursting at the seams to talk about the New Jersey drone situation. Buckle your seatbelts. A nuke is about to go off. Literally?
Watch the thing fucking explode. Watch the thing fucking explode. Oh.
Who is this guy? He's got like every meme ever produced on the internet. He can knock us out with his memes. And I do, I have tons of memes. I'll just keep memeing them to death until they just surrender. Because they just can't do it anymore. They don't have the memes that I have.
So, let's kick things off with this first clip from Orange County, California. Brought to my attention by a YouTuber called James, spelled Jaymez. He puts out some of the best UFO content I've seen. If you watched my previous video, Occult Aliens Volume 1, linked below, then you already know all about the long history of UFO phenomena around San Diego. I'm starting off with this clip because I am haunted by it. I don't know why, but this particular UFO clip just gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know if it's real or fake, but ever since I first saw this clip, I've struggled to stop thinking about it. This one is burned into my mind forever. Like, you can't unsee how just what the fuck this is. Either this was a really good hoax or something unknown. By the way, all these clips are from since October of this year. Okay, now let's get into it.
Someone called the cops on these lights.
They're going into the ocean, is that it?
See, even the police, they're going crazy.
Wow, I saw that. Wow, again, a splash. You can actually see the splash. You're kidding me.
This next one is another UFO/USO video unidentified submersible object. I can't remember exactly where this one was. I did the best that I could to get all the locations and dates, but some of them are missing. I'm pretty sure this was taken off the coast of Brazil somewhere though. And it was recent, that much I do remember. Also, this version of the clip that I found has no sound. Sorry about that. And here, let's slow that down. What is that? And see how it's the same color as the orb things? What are they? In this one, a mystery drone emerges out of the ocean and heads towards Oyster Creek Nuclear Plant on December 11th, 2024.
All right, I'm getting the spotlight and I'm gonna light this guy up. Goes right over my head. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be bothered by a spotlight.
Now, people keep saying these are just planes. I'm sorry, but I've seen planes fly over me my whole fucking life. I grew up right near O'Hare, and that does not look like planes. Any of us are used to seeing planes. Like, come the fuck on. This next one, I didn't get the location written down for, but if my memory is right, this is either in New Jersey or on the East Coast somewhere, like North Carolina. I wish I could remember them all off the top of my head. I did manage to get a lot of them written down, so there's that. Also, the Instagram links are pasted onto the videos. So if you really want to dig and find out where each of these clips came from, there is a series of breadcrumbs for you to follow. And seriously, what the fuck are these things? These videos are real. There's too many of them to be fake, and they're all coming from regular ass people.
Whoa! Look, they moving, look how they moving. What the fuck? I knew it, I was gonna see something today. Oh my God.
That's the same kind
They're
of thing we
here.
saw across that bridge.
They are here. Whoa! It's not flares, because look how they moving away. Whoa!
I think it's out now. And now they're
Whoa.
out.
One of them is still up. Whoa! Look where they go.
They're still there.
You see them still?
Yeah, I see one. And now they're out.
What the fuck?
Now they're gone. Yeah, no, they're gone.
Whoa, that just tripped me out. And we were walking. Something told me to stop and look up. That was just trippy as shit.
Yeah.
That's what we was waiting on.
Those look like Chinese lanterns.
Yeah, but they...
It's not only happening at night either. People are seeing them in broad daylight. This one is fucking crazy and also happened in broad daylight, and a bunch of people witnessed and reported it. This was out of the UK. Can't remember the date, but if you follow the Instagram link, you can figure it out. UAP activity near Duke Energy's nuclear facility in North Carolina.
Bro, what is that?
There's a third one. Yo, look at this shit on camera. Why is this shit on camera?
Bro, I am. Oh my god.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh my fucking god, dude.
There's a plane coming underneath it, so it can't be.
No, that ain't no plane, yo. You can see a plane. We just got a plane cut. It's flashing. Oh, we got a plane. That ain't no plane. Bro.
Take still shots too.
What the fuck is that, dude?
Why the fuck did they just
It just made a perfect triangle. It made a fucking triangle. Whoa, bro. Oh my god. We actually caught a fucking UFO.
Yo, what the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
That's a real shit.
Oh my god.
We almost left too fucking early too.
I told you, motherfuckers.
What the fuck is in it?
Oh, they're swirling around.
Are they gonna lie back?
Oh my god.
What is going on right now, bro?
Oh my god.
I'm fucking tripping.
Jay,
Oh.
what are we seeing?
I don't know.
Dude,
no, that was. And now the top light is brighter, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And see how it's positioned perfectly at the.
That one at the bottom came up.
But here's the thing. These are not flashing lights. Like, there are no runway lights. These are... Oh my god.
The plane, is that a plane with a red light going to the left?
No. That's the one of the dots.
There's a plane up to the left in front of
Yeah, the ones to the left there are. Yeah, I didn't see that one. The bottom one there is just sitting there now.
Bro, how did those two lights come together like that?
Oh yeah, the other light's not. It came as one of this.
Yeah, they lined up like this in a pyramid. Then one took off, and then that one's directly
You got
underneath
that
it.
one on the bottom there, the red one.
But doesn't it seem like?
What the fuck?
Yo, in the top light.
Oh, it's
doesn't it seem like the one's
it's
getting
moving.
higher?
It's moving.
It is getting higher. It is getting higher.
It looks like it's moving. Yeah, I
That
see
shit
it.
is getting higher.
What the fuck is going on,
Cause
dude?
look how close
It's
it
getting
is.
way higher, bro.
What the? Like they separated. Like they came together and separated.
Yeah, they are together.
And that top light is getting higher because now the one is.
Oh, it's coming towards us. That's coming towards us.
Now the top is coming towards us.
Oh, it's way higher too. Remember how close it was to the tree line?
Yo,
Bro.
that shit is coming towards us now.
You should see it zoomed in. The light
It's
is
coming
beautiful.
towards us.
Dude.
What the
Bro, why am I
fuck?
nervous?
Because it might have a UFO coming towards us.
Yo, we have to sit here until it comes. We got like 10 minutes.
Hey,
What the fuck?
it's coming towards. Dude, that motherfucker is flying towards us.
Yo, that shit is going fast.
What is going on?
Why?
dude?
It's
The
gonna be
mother-
above us.
What's the UFO in the fucking phone? Look at what kind of shit is this.
Dude, that thing is way above us.
Man, I wish I could call everybody and tell them, come on. How was that a plane?
What? It's like a little disc, dude.
Oh, it's coming. Look, like that motherfucker was way over there. It was sitting there for how long?
Wait, listen. Shh.
Is your brain broken yet? Or just breaking? We are only getting started. This just gets crazier and crazier. And this next one, I can't remember the location of either, but a UFO was spotted chasing a Chinook helicopter. This clip went viral too. You can easily find it and figure out the details if you're interested. Video showing an extremely close-up view of a disc/saucer UAP. And before you assume this one is CGI, I got more that visually match the shapes of this craft or whatever the fuck this is. And the other clips are considered authentic. You'll know when you see them later in this episode.
What the fuck? Oh my god! What the fuck? Tata! Tata! Tara, snimaj ti, snimaj. Moram naša telefon.
Gdje sam, gdje?
Eno ga. What the fuck, nestalo?
Nestao?
Eno ga, eto.
Šta se dešava?
What the fuck? Oh my god!
Ne moraš.
Ali vidi se ovako.
Kako je brzo?
What the fuck? Stavi na internet, tata. Majke ti. Otišlo, tata. Vidi koliko brzo. Tata.
Kako nisam brže vidio?
Otišlo, nema ga gotovo.
Ja ti kažem donesi kameru, ti spraviš pametan.
Pa doneo sam.
Here's another cluster of fire orbs. This time over the ocean. Bro, what the fuck are these things?
Look, nothing in the sky at all. Then all of a sudden, bam! What is that? Anybody tell me what that is? We're in the middle of the ocean. On a ferry. Nothing around. Look. Nothing around. No land, no nothing.
Are you freaking the fuck out yet? Because I'm seriously starting to believe you gotta be an idiot to not feel deeply disturbed by the frequency of which these sightings are now happening. And here's another cluster in broad daylight. Here it is, zoomed closer in. And remember that glowing diamond-shaped craft or portal or something a couple clips ago? Well, here's another one, the same shape, that looks metal and was spotted in 2011 flying over the Hebei Luanan power plant in China. This video has gone around all the UFO expert analysis circles too, and is considered authentic. Also, what is the sound? This one was over France, or I think it's France. If I'm an idiot and this is from Canada, please leave a comment telling me I'm an idiot. Also, if you're Canadian and you voted for Trudeau, sincerely go fuck yourself.
C'est quoi ce truc? C'est quoi ce truc? Maman, viens voir.
C'est quoi l'histoire là?
Ouais, qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Ben regarde là-haut.
Ah.
Oh mon dieu, qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Ben je sais pas. C'est quoi ce truc?
Putain, bordel.
Ce truc.
Mais ça bouge.
Oh mon dieu, qu'est-ce que c'est ce truc?
Waouh.
Oh.
Aïe aïe.
Attends. Alors.
Trop bizarre.
Ouais.
That moved fast, and it was a red cigar shape. My grandfather saw one of these in 1950. Seriously, what is going on right now? This is blowing my mind, and we should all be freaking out right now. This is not small shit. Next one is from Iran on November 25th of this year at a soccer game. And look at how congruent all of these sightings are. They look exactly the same. What are they? And did you notice how right at the end of that clip, it looked like they were blasting into hyperspace or something? This next clip was caught live on Fox 6 Wake Up News in downtown Milwaukee. Bro, what the fuck?
Are those fireworks? What is that? Aliens? I don't know.
What the heck
is that? You see it, right?
I'm actually, yes,
Okay.
I do see it. It's getting weirder by the second.
I know.
It's like they're sticking around.
We're gonna do some
Anybody?
digging and figure out what that is. Back in a moment.
Are we rolling on that?
What do you think that was?
This next one says, same drone out in New Jersey spotted in Staten Island. Also, this is one of the videos the media has attempted to gaslight us and say is a plane. Moving a little slow for a plane, and doesn't look like a helicopter either. This one is from Denver, Colorado, on November 24th of this year. Here in this clip, it says, mysterious explosions in the clouds spotted over south central LA. Was it an experiment or phenomena? Seriously, what the fuck was that? That looked like something from Gaza, and it happened in Los Angeles. And this clip right here, from the king of all Chads, the man himself, Charlie motherfucking Kirk. This is the video that broke my brain. Seriously, I think Charlie's pilot just blew the lid on this whole thing. Everyone keeps wondering how they make these maneuvers and what they are and why do they all look like orbs of fire. And the pilot is saying these crafts or orbs or whatever they are flying way higher than it looks. Like, he thinks they are 80 to 90,000 feet up, basically orbiting the planet, which puts them far enough out into space to not be blocked by the Earth's shadow and to light up with the reflection of the sun hitting them. And that's how they're able to do all these weird optical illusions and why they look like balls of fire.
Watch up above a horizon. And they're going to get really bright, and then they're going to go away. See them? There's two of them right there. Those are not airplanes. They just keep circling. And they're going to go away.
And there's nothing on your radar right now?
No. There's something there. I think, you know. Now the lights are. They're fine.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
A couple times in this area.
We're flying over New Mexico,
Yeah.
which is Roswell, which is where all those.
Correct. It's where all the weird stuff happens. They're going to go again.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Doing it like half out.
What do you think they are?
Logic might say satellites. Satellites go in a line. These are like circling.
Are they like high propulsion devices, you think?
Oh.
Is that how an aircraft would fly?
I mean, we're at 40,000 feet. So whatever that is, it's got to be 80,000, 100,000. There's got to be way up.
They're at 100,000 feet?
They would have to be. The X-15s were at 300,000 feet. Here they come again. They're coming around again. You see the one, he's going to get right, and then it's going to just go right.
So they're above us significantly.
Look, it's going to get really bright. And then it's going to go up. The whole point of the one that call you up and I'm like, who's going to take the police?
Now I'm seeing it, but look, your radar would pick it up if it was an aircraft, right?
Yes. There's one below us at 8,000 feet. There's another one below us at 6,000. Yeah. 20 miles. He's coming.
But what kind of a thing would not be picked up on radar?
Yeah, exactly. Something stealth.
Could it be military?
Things stealth. Yeah.
But why would they be just showing lights and doing stuff like that?
The only, what makes logical sense is the lights are high enough that they're hitting the sun.
They're what?
The sun. So they're high enough to where it's like, well, we can't see them right now, they're in the shadow of the sun. And then they come around and it's got to be the reflection of the sun. So that would mean they're at least 200,000.
Oh, so if you're 200,000 feet up, you still get sunlight.
Up to
Wow. And we're flying over New Mexico right now?
Well, actually, we're honestly really going East Gallup.
Where are we?
East Gallup.
Oh, so we're in northern Texas right now.
No, you're coming into Arizona.
Is that Dallas, you said?
No, Gallup.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's New Mexico.
So there's New Mexico, and we just crossed the border in Canada. There's Arizona. There's New Mexico. There's Albuquerque. There's Santa Fe. That's the Gosha Springs, Colorado, just north. Then they come back again. It's the weirdest thing.
And the planes just like red or green lights.
How fast are they going? They're really high up there.
Yes. You can see the curvature of the earth at 80,000. So wherever they're at.
And then it fades away.
They have video of Starlink satellites, which are all in a row, all going in the same direction.
But satellites are much higher orbit than that.
I don't know precisely how high it's going.
So is that again?
Yeah.
They seem to be moving.
Exactly. One night I were flying, we see they were dog fighting.
Really?
What looked like it? It looked like something that was stopping.
Have your other pilots ever seen anything like this?
Talked about it a little, especially going over El Paso. Going my weekends through here.
Is this the most profound you've ever seen it?
Yeah. Just like over and over and over.
And no logical explanation.
The only logical explanation is satellite, but I don't know the satellite becomes a circle in the same place. But they come again, you almost three of them. You're flying? Yeah. They're lower on the right. Information. Yeah, exactly. Then by one coming up behind.
Yeah, there's two of them right there. And they're way ahead of us.
Yeah.
Could they be surveillance?
My conspiracy theory line.
And there's nothing on your radar.
200 miles.
But how many miles do you think that's away from us?
See, that's it. So that's why it must be in
So since Wisconsin, you've seen it?
No, dude.
Wow.
I seriously think he just cracked this whole thing wide open. And if he's right, it still begs to ask the question, what the fuck are these fucking things? Because here's the thing. They look like they're moving the same speed as planes, which is fucking with people's heads hard. But for them to be so far out in space that they are catching the rays of the sun, they have to be moving fast as fuck. And for them to look like planes to us, to cross such a bigger distance at the same speed, they have to be moving fast. And then also, for them to be that far out in space and appear the size of planes to us on the ground, these things gotta be massive. Like, on a serious note, if these things are deeper in space than they appear, that implies they are huge. And there seems to be unlimited quantities of them arriving to Earth. There's no way these are military. If they're 100,000 feet off the ground and moving that fast and are that large, we don't have the resources to build a fleet that big. Maybe one or two on a top secret basis, but not unlimited quantities. No fucking way. This legitimately looks like a fucking alien invasion is happening. But I'm still taking it with a grain of salt until I shoot an alien and it bleeds green. Ever get so confused it pisses you off? I'm nearing that emotion quickly on this topic. Wondering what the point of all these weird transitions is? It's because this project was enormous, and that was the only way I could piece it together without eating up so much CPU that my phone explodes. So, can't stress it enough. Check out my merch and help me make this profitable so I can do better. I will say though, I think my show is pretty fucking sick for a home bum just making videos with a cell phone. Surprise! Arizona is where this next clip is from.
What is this? The kids just pointed it out. We're in Surprise, Arizona. And this thing has been flying around like this.
What the what was that?
It's gone.
Wait, no,
Oh, it just shot real fast.
Dude, what was that?
I have no...
Not sure the exact date, but you get the idea. And did you see that? It completely matches what I was just describing. Looks like fire, which could be caused by the reflection of the sun way out in space. And it looks like they're popping in and out of reality. What the fuck? This next one is very famous. Again, not sure the exact date, but this allegedly was footage taken of the moon. Confirmed. We've located Hitler. Watch Iron Sky. Thank me later. And here I'm angry at myself. I didn't snag the location of this one. We're gonna keep rolling with it though. Anyway, this clip sure looks exactly like a downed military drone, like the full-size wing drones used for spying, and it fell into the middle of the freeway.
No way! Yo! No way. You got good footage? Good footage? Oh, they fucking! This shit fucking crashed! Yo!
This was definitely on the East Coast. That much I do remember off the top of my head. By the way, this is why I need a team. I need someone who can be an archivist for the channel and help me keep this shit organized. I'm super good at writing and editing, but Jesus Christ, all these files are a goddamn pain in the ass to keep organized. Here's the clip of the down drone. I refuse to call this one anything else.
No way! Yo! No way. You got good footage? Good footage? Oh, they fucking! This shit fucking crashed! Yo!
This next one, I saw rumors saying it's fake, but who the fuck knows at this point? Which is the point of Project Bluebeam. Also, by the way, I'm gonna do a full-blown Project Bluebeam video when my channel hits 1,000 subscribers. So follow my channel if you want to see how I can produce on the topic after unleashing my medically diagnosed hyperfixation upon it. Here's the clip people are saying is fake. And the reason they're saying it's fake is because they're claiming it's tracer rounds fired from a helicopter CGI'd over a UFO. So it's a combination of two real videos to make a fake video. Yup, things are getting weird around here. Next video is being presented as real. And either the people who filmed it are really good actors or it's real.
This meteor broke apart and started floating. This is insane.
Look at that shit, dog! Sabrina, hurry, hurry! Come! Holy shit, dog! It's a fucking meteor! It's
Ain't
a
no
fucking meteor, dog! Holy shit, where'd it go?
Meteors don't do this.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that was fucking sick!
Meteors do not do this. Watch this.
Dog, that's aliens. That's alien. That's aliens coming to the fucking Tyler.
Since when do meteors do that, man?
Tyler. Tyler. What the fuck is Tyler? What the fuck is going on? They're going sideways. They're going sideways. They ain't even following no more. Hey, look at this green dot on my camera, Tyler. Look at the green dot. What the fuck? Look at the green dot. I see it. Tyler, what the fuck is going on? They're standing there. They're hovering there. Look, they're red. They're red. They're red. They're red. They're red.
This is good evidence for something beyond this earth.
I got that shit on video. Meteors, bro. Look, that one's flying sideways. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Tyler. Tyler.
They're like in some kind of formation, maybe?
Holy shit. What is going on right now? What the Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. They're zigzagging. Yeah, dude, what the fuck
If you
is
can
going
give in
on
the
right
comments
now?
and explain
That
this.
is a meteor. Sabrina, get your ass over here. That is a fucking...
I don't think anybody can.
Get over here. Oh my God.
I don't think anyone can explain this, and if you can, you deserve $1 million. Stay weird.
And here comes more fireballs. This time in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri.
Fucking darn. Oh, look at her doing it. We'll do it again. What? And, oh, look at it again. What is that? It's like an airplane dropping, like, it's like a dropping flares or something. I don't get it. What in tarnation is that?
And it looks exactly like the other fireball videos, like something in deep space popping in and out of reality. Also, by the way, this really reminds me of Occult Aliens Volume 1, my previous video about Jack Parsons and L. Ron Hubbard doing occult thelemic Aleister Crowley inspired rituals in the Mojave Desert in the 1940s, and how it allegedly or whatever opened a portal to hell, and all these UFOs are really Nephilim demon spawn. Check out the video. It's a fun ride. I promise. Next video is former Governor Larry Hogan on News Nation explaining how he filmed these UFOs and wants answers.
Former Governor Larry Hogan shot this video last night. These lights over his hometown in Davidsonville, just 25 miles from the nation's capital, as he pointed out. And then there's this.
I've never seen them. Wow, they just passed each other. Yeah, I've never seen them before.
New Jersey Senator Andy Kim shared this video of drones he shot yesterday. Federal authorities insist most of these sightings are actually legally manned aircraft. But Senator Kim says he checked a flight tracker app while capturing this video, and that the devices he was capturing were not on it.
We're not on your radar. Could that be because these objects aren't tiny drones, but are actually huge crafts?
The sightings are happening near LaGuardia Airport, too. Officials say they received unconfirmed reports of drone activity over that busy airport. As for numbers, the FBI says it's received more than 3,000 tips from the public about drone sightings going back to November 18th, all over New Jersey. Since then, there's been an average of 92 sightings per night and expanding across half a dozen states. In a joint statement, the FBI and Department of Homeland Security said, quote, "We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or public safety threat, or that they have a foreign nexus." Lawmakers, however, aren't buying it and are pushing for answers and action. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and 2 other senators wrote a letter calling for a briefing with the FBI and Homeland Security. While in Connecticut, Senator Richard Blumenthal says the devices should be shot down if they can't be identified. And we've learned that House Speaker Mike Johnson did get a federal briefing on the sightings, as have Senate staffers in a few select offices. But other than that, there's been very little transparency. So what's going on? Is this some contagious mass hysteria? Or are people really seeing something that our government cannot identify? Our own Rich McHugh went out drone hunting in New Jersey. He did not come back empty-handed. Rich, tell us what you saw.
Hi, Elizabeth. Well, I got to be honest here. You know, when this story first came out a few weeks ago, as a resident of New Jersey, as a journalist, I didn't pay it much credence. I thought it would turn out to be a bunch of pranksters and this would all be over by now. The experience I had last night, however, changed the way I feel about this story completely. What I saw was more sophisticated than I ever imagined. Take a look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 lights, 6 lights.
I didn't believe what I was seeing. But what was I seeing? We're here in central Jersey. We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen about 40 or 50 of these drones. In fact, there's one over my shoulder right there. One after another, these drones appeared in the night sky. If you look real close, they look like fixed-wing aircraft, about 8 to 10 feet wide, colorful,
white blinking lights.
That is not a plane.
Definitely not an airplane, but what was it? Hours earlier, I was invited to join the Ocean County Sheriff Department. They launched their own drones to see if they could intercept the mysterious aircraft New Jersey residents have been reporting in recent weeks. The department says these mystery drones evade detection because they don't give off heat like regular drones.
Why do you think that is?
We don't know. It's just something that we haven't, you know, it's not something that we've had our hands on. It's not something that we've experienced.
Something they hadn't experienced until now. One of their officers called 911 after seeing 50 of them come off the ocean.
Advised after we made contact with that officer that there were 50 that came off the ocean.
50?
50. That was my reaction also. There were 50 that were coming off the ocean.
And this is a sworn officer?
A sworn officer, yes. We contacted state police, we contacted the FBI, we contacted the Coast Guard, at which point the Coast Guard went out with their boat and they reported seeing 13 following their boat. And then the Coast Guard also advised that they went over them about 300 feet and had a wingspan of about 8 feet.
I see one right here.
Did I see the same thing that officer saw? I'm still not sure. What I can show you is this video. What I can tell you is I've never seen anything like it before. Wow. And more than a month since these reports started, the federal government doesn't know what they are either.
What's your message to the White House?
My message is come to the Jersey Shore. I know it's wintertime, but come see what we see, and then, you know, maybe have a better appreciation for why our residents are concerned.
You know, the Ocean County Sheriff, that drone unit, they have an industrial grade drone. They put it up, they were tracking one of these drones, Elizabeth, and they said this thing easily evaded them, disappeared out of thin air. So, you know, to me, it's, if this is not our military, then it's even more scary, and we need the answers, frankly.
All right, Rich McHugh.
What's with the attitude, bitch? How sick are you of being mocked by total morons in the mainstream media?
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
In this video, we have what is claimed to be cops shooting at the drones, but a ton of people have called this video out for being fake. If you think it is real, though, drop a comment. And now, fake videos aside, this next one sure looks pretty fucking real to me.
What's going on here? Oh, mama.
Okay, I do not know what's going on right now. I heard a noise, I come outside, there's sirens blaring, and I see this huge trail in the sky.
Yes? Captain, no police? Man. Everywhere, what's going on? And it's quiet, as if they're waiting for something.
It's midnight right now, and there's this huge trail like something crash landed. What the heck is that? What is this?
Expecting something, preparing for something.
Come here. Let's walk over here. Come on. Let's walk over here.
Quote, multiple reports of strange crash in Washington, D.C. on October 13th of 2024. Quote, spotlights morphing into an orb, ? In Hertfordshire, UK. And notice there's no rays of light. So if these things are spotlights, they'd have to be projected from above the clouds. And watch how fast it moves. What is going on here? This shit is seriously freaking me out. And I'm honestly starting to wonder if, in response to Putin's nuclear saber rattling, the United States of America is rattling back fucking aliens in response. Like, try us, bitch. We will sick the goddamn Nephilim on you. Because truly, if this isn't just the most grandiose show of force ever concocted, then I do not know how to explain it. And on that note, let's lighten the mood with a clip of my brother at work.
Man, this basement is fucking lit now that it's all framed in. God damn. Surprised that he's got that just completely closed off. That's a lot of room.
What an idiot. Donald Trump is tweeting about the drones. Side tangent, I'm so happy Trump's tweets are back. DJT says, mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so. Let the public know, and now. Otherwise, shoot them down. Donald Jehovah Trump. And from Telegram, Officials in Hillsborough Township, New Jersey, have reportedly captured one of the alleged drones after it crashed into a field. No further details have been provided on the incident. Then, people were talking about it on Facebook, too. Here's a screenshot of one of my friend's statuses. I cropped out his name, though. And now, for Beta Project Bluebeam, Lil Uzi Vert is at it again with his weird Heaven's Gate cult obsession. He just released a new album with that same theme, and to promote it, he did a fake alien invasion in New York City.
If a rapper can do this to make it look like he's descending from a UFO with aliens, and hundreds and even thousands of people in New York City are witnessing this, some of them scared for their lives, I can't imagine what someone with access to some of the most powerful technology in the world and access to billions of dollars can do. Obviously, this isn't real, and I'm sure after some time they realized that this was probably a hologram, but this is just Lil Uzi Vertical, a rapper, doing a promotion for his album. This is absolutely insane. It's for his album Eternal A Take Two, and it has this whole alien vibe and some weird demonic stuff going on. But still, if you would have told me when I was growing up that this would be an album promotion, I would have thought you were crazy. And I'm not saying we should fear this technology because God is the king of this earth. I'm just letting you know that it's out there and it's important to be aware. But just take a look at this raw footage.
Yo, what's going on? Back to the world, yo.
This is insane. His music sucks, and I seriously wonder who's actually behind this, because in dollars alone, this level of fame makes no fucking sense. This is like the definition of an industry plant, if you ask me. Then couple that with the weirdness of his entire career, and it's just like one big slow motion soft disclosure over the entire duration of it. And seriously, this is fucking nuts. Watch. God, he sucks. Now, let's listen to some corrupt evil scientists at Lockheed Martin for a minute.
Things like embed the carbon nanotubes to make conductive structure so that information doesn't flow through a wire next to a structure, but literally flows through the structure.
We'll be able to grow or make a structure that, say, is the skin of an aircraft, that inside of that is also contained the sensors or the energy storage or many different multiple functions.
New materials that are on the lab bench right now, they can literally change shape on command. They can become almost a muscular material.
We could have an airplane that optimizes its shape for the different flight conditions it's in.
There's definitely a lot of amazing technology that's going on with the Lockheed Samurai, based on a small maple seed-like looking device. The fact that we can package enough energy for something like that to fly and still carry a sensor, a camera, enough control capability for it to fly is amazing to me. As we go forward, we're going to find new ways of using these unmanned vehicles.
They'll probably be autonomous, so they'll be like UAVs, but carry cargo around where there are currently no infrastructure in place.
We may have small swarms of small vehicles interacting with a larger vehicle.
Now, for some perspective, that wasn't NASA talking about Mars. That was Lockheed Martin talking about weapons. Inspiring music doesn't mean a damn thing when what you show on the screen is your weapon designs. These dudes don't see a future without war. They see a future of endless war, and they run shit. Oh, and check out this close-up picture of one of the drone sightings. Apparently, they're not aliens after all. They're Indian telemarketers. And I think it might be about time I sew this patch onto something. I'm so over this shit. 4 years of illegal aliens? And now this? Seriously? What the hell is even happening? Speaking of what the hell, check out what happens when New Jersey drones fly over a parking lot.
Okay, legit, I had to like pull over and like pull this back up because I thought maybe it's a car party, right? There's a bunch of like those weird looking Tesla vehicles over there, and I thought maybe it's like a car club. They're just all meeting up. And it's a Thursday night. I just want to show you. But there's no one over there. There's not a body, there's not a person. Like if it was a car club, those are pretty common around Atlanta. Look at this. I'm gonna zoom in just so you. But the video that I heard was, it was like this girl who was saying like, have you seen any of like the lights flickering or anything like that? And then there was a guy in Jersey who was like, yeah, my apartment car, my like house lights, my house lights have been going off and like flickering. And she made a video of like lights just like this doing the same thing in a parking lot. I have no idea how to find that or stitch it, but this is what's happening. Not a single person. And listen, I'll let the window down so you can hear. Because when I had like my radio on. There's no sound. Hold on, I'll even turn my car off. No sounds. Just cars going off. Alright, interesting enough.
This next clip is from the cursed nation capital, Washington, D.C., and as one would assume, the DOD and all the ABCs are all up on this one like stink on shit. Flight pattern maps have already circulated, proving that this was just a plane being spotted from a forward-facing angle.
I'm telling you, they're not moving. They're staying stationary. They're hovering.
They kind of look wide too.
Look at the lights changing.
But it is moving.
No, it's not.
It looks like it.
Yeah, but they're not moving. That's an airplane. Hang on.
Which one? The one closest to the Capitol building?
Hang on, let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's an airplane.
But the one in the middle. That one.
That's an airplane. You can see it moving.
Yeah.
The one to the right, or over here.
The one behind the Capitol building is not an airplane.
Or over here. That's an airplane. Okay.
Yeah, over there is, but look at
yeah,
that one.
and I'm sort of saying, like, when you look to the left of the Capitol, those are not moving.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. They're here.
Can we go back in the car?
They're here, Ella.
I just don't trust them about aliens. And you'd have to be actually stupid to trust them about aliens. I wouldn't put it past them to make a whole fake story with fake flight maps and everything and have it all wired into every fucking mapping system on Earth to look like it did happen, when in fact, they had no fucking clue what these lights were. But who knows? Maybe it is a plane, and maybe the government is honest. Fucking maybe. And here's more footage of the drones frying people's cars. Not sure where the next one is from, but...
It's a plane. It's a plane with the lights.
No, it's not.
No, it ain't.
No, it's not.
No, there's no clouds.
Shh. Quiet.
That's
Look at
a
it.
UFO,
Look at it. Look at
dude.
it on the camera. It's like a dome.
That's a UFO.
Quiet.
What the fuck? Like literally,
Look
dude,
at
that's
that thing.
weird in the sky right there. Dude, are we watching a comet or shooting star falling?
No, that's not moving quick enough. There's no tail. That's a UFO.
There's no blue or red
Look,
lights.
something's coming off.
What the fuck?
It's coming right here.
It's kind of like an aura. I've never seen anything like it. I got my video on $2. What the fuck is that?
Dude, this is nuts.
Look at the glow around.
Look how the light's going off in two sides,
look,
though.
look, it's moving. Look at the lights are moving around it. What the fuck?
It's hovering.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I see that.
Look, it's going up. It's taking off. No fucking way. What the?
What the fuck? It just went out to space.
What?
It just went out to space.
What the?
It just
fuck?
went out to space.
What the fuck?
Holy
oh my
shit.
god. Hey guys, Vandenberg could have launched something.
As you were saying,
That could have been
as
Vandenberg.
you were saying, no alien.
No fucking way.
Bro, that
No.
thing fucking disappeared.
And notice how all these keep reminding you of the footage of the pilot with Charlie Kirk, saying they're going in and out of deep space. You just saw it. Here's another one. Bruh.
Look at this. It just looks so odd. Oh my gosh. Yep. It's hard to get a close shot since we're both moving. It's like an air balloon. Is it? Okay, yeah. That. Give them excuse to say that's an air balloon.
That's not an air balloon.
Okay, that's not an air balloon.
Is the air balloon fire or something?
Ooh, look at this. What is this?
It's like, I thought it would be round. It's not round.
No idea. It's like,
It looks like a jellyfish.
yeah, jellyfish. Where's the jellyfish again?
Maybe it's a giant jellyfish.
Yeah, on the sky.
Yeah, in the sky. It's a space jellyfish.
Oh,
Whoa,
look
what?
at.
What in the...
Oh my gosh.
What is that? What is that?
It's turning. It's. Oh my gosh. Did you see everybody?
Oh my gosh, what is that? It's...
Oh my gosh. It's giving me goosebumps.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's creepy.
Is it a million?
Oh my gosh. Hurry up.
Yeah,
Hurry up.
Come here.
Oh my gosh.
What is that?
That's like cereal.
He's recording it.
Doesn't it?
He's zoomed in. Look.
Doesn't.
Come here. He's recording it zoomed in.
Told you it looked weird.
What is that?
Oh my gosh. It's like a jellyfish. It does look like jellyfish.
Doesn't it? It's like a million stars or
Whoa.
million ships.
That's cool. It's been changing shapes.
I thought it was changing shape earlier when I was looking at it.
Wow. It's beautiful.
I thought it looked like that.
So, you say again where we are?
We're in the Bahamas. What's our GPS? Our north south?
Oh, it's there.
I know, I can't read it from here.
27.
2760?
27, I can't read it. Where's the director?
Okay.
It's over my arm.
It's rotating. Oh, don't move. You move it. I have to. It's hard to. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's like fireworks.
There's no way that's airplane.
That's not an airplane.
That's.
It's been there a long time.
Yeah. It's hard to zoom that close. I think that's perfect. So we all get to see it. I mean, we are not joking.
I don't know what this is, but we didn't make it.
That's not the movie. We are real here, live. I wish I could live.
And like, all jokes aside, I'm just glad someone is dealing with this. of a clapboard. All right, let's go. Okay. That was wild. And it's that exact series of videos that has turned me into a believer in aliens. So, now let's reel it back in for a few minutes to something a lot more believable. And honestly ask yourself, what scares you more, the feds or the grays or the tall whites? Honestly, if this dude is right, I'm seriously worried about what the next 4 years are gonna look like and what comes after it.
Hey everyone, my name is John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not normally a TikTok kind of a guy. I like watching this stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military grade unmanned aircraft, as you can see one of my systems here. There's all of these mysterious drones going on off the East Coast, and as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong, but I want to give you the truth and what I believe. It's my own opinion, and I've not bounced this off of anybody, so, you know, if you think it's bullshit, whatever, that's cool. You know, I don't want to spread misinformation, as we know that there's a lot of that going around. But anyway, back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, with Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay, we don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where these are. And I speak with some pretty high-level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case. So I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed, about this one particular nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. And he knew that that thing was headed towards the United States. Okay? That is a very serious deal. And everyone knows that the United States government, this administration, is pushing to get into a war with Russia. We all know that. We all feel it. We all see it. Okay? Well, back up a few years. Do y'all remember when those drones were mysteriously flying across the Interstate 70 corridor from Colorado up into Nebraska, down here into Kansas, and out into Missouri? Well, it was believed that those drones were looking for radioactive material because there had been some material that came up missing here in the United States, and they felt like it was high probability that the nuclear or the radioactive material would be taken along the Interstate 70 corridor heading east or west or south. So from what we understand, they were out there trying to find this radioactive material. Now, drones, they have no reason to be in the air at night unless you're doing some type of ISR work, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, looking for bad guys, or looking for a victim, a search and rescue victim, or law enforcement, or some type of military project, right? There's no reason for a drone to be flying at night, really, okay? Because they don't see shit. So, unless you have thermal optics, drones really don't see stuff. You need to do mapping during the day. If you're going to do farming stuff, you mostly do it during the day. The only reason why you would ever fly an aircraft, an unmanned aircraft at night, is if you're looking for something, whether it be a person or trying to smell gas. We have methane gas detection systems that can detect gas leaks in pipelines. You really wouldn't use thermal optics for trying to find gas leaks, just simply because the only way you're actually going to find a gas leak with thermal optics is if the gas leak is aggressive enough that it has a difference in temperature. Because thermal imaging, it creates a digital image based off of the temperature variance. So whatever is different in temperature, it creates an image. Usually gas leaks so slow that it goes quickly into ambient, before you can even see it. So we have special sensors that can detect gas leaks. We also have special sensors that can detect radioactive material. So with this gentleman that I had spoken with, who was trying to raise the alarm to try to get somebody in the government to say, hey, we need to work together to go try to find this nuclear warhead, none of that ever happened. They knew that warhead was on its way to the United States. That's all that ever came of it. Nothing ever happened. This government did not do anything at all to help this gentleman raise the alarm and raise awareness that there is a very deadly weapon on its way to the United States. It's out there. Nobody knows where it's at now. It left Europe, now it's gone. So my own guess, is that these drones are not nefarious in intent. If they are, they are, but I doubt it. But if they are drones, the only reason why they would be flying and flying that low is because they're trying to smell something on the ground. That's it. There's no other reason for a drone to be flying in the air other than to piss a bunch of people off at night. That's it. So, my belief is they're trying to smell something on the ground. Gas leaks, radioactive material, whatever. So, and do I think that they're coming up out of the ocean? No, I don't think so. Drones that are multi-copter type drones, not the fixed wing aircraft that look like regular airplanes, but the multi-copters, they only have so much battery life. They have hybrid versions that are gas powered with electric, but those can still only fly for a short period of time. There's no way in hell that any drone is going to go miles off the coast as a multi-copter and fly into the interior of the United States and do a bunch of work and then turn around and fly back. It's just physics will not allow that to happen. So these drones, I believe, are launched from a location that nobody knows, but I do believe that they're flying low enough that they're just trying to sniff the ground and try to find something. So again, I hate to be a pessimist or a guy that thinks directly to the negative. However, I know as a professional, I mean, we build professional stuff for the military. I believe that they're actually out there trying to smell something that's very important. So anyway, let me know what you think of this video. I'm not trying to gaslight. I'm not trying to scare people. I'm just trying to let people know that this is a serious deal. It's only serious for what the potential could be, or for what the potential is. There's a lot of them out there. They're flying all over. They're flying low. They're flying at night. There's no reason for it other than to smell something. So anyway, God bless. I hope you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas, and let me know what you think of the video. Thank you.
How often do you see a normal dude standing in his normal dude room in front of his gigantic normal guy American flag with a full-size normal guy military drone behind him? Totally normal, right? Or does the guy look pretty damn credible. This is super concerning. And for all the downplaying that the media is doing right now, I haven't seen this clip anywhere but Telegram. So send my video to your homies and share this timestamp with them. I do not know where else you can find this video. Now, back to weird sightings. This one is claimed to be credible. When I sifted through the comments, no one was calling it out as CGI, which is the first thing I always look for with UFO videos. In the video, it says, drone filmed up close, changes shape and becomes a conventional helicopter. Bruh, what is this? We gotta stop these evil machines. From ABC News, side note, how's it feel losing $1 million, Georgie boy? From ABC News, East Coast residents and lawmakers are again demanding answers after another slew of drone sightings in the region. With the origins of the alleged craft still unclear. The FBI and the Department of Homeland Security have deployed infrared cameras and drone detection technology to ensure the drones flying over New Jersey and New York area aren't harmful, according to a law enforcement source. The agencies are also looking at social media and other photos to determine what exactly is in the photos. Most of the photos and video depict manned aircraft, according to a law enforcement source. It's like earlier in the episode, patting themselves on the backs for rolling out dystopian surveillance technologies on us, and then turning around like, nothing to worry about either. The levels of gaslighting the public under the Biden admin is unfathomable. And here's what the man in orange had to say about it.
Can you comment on the drones that are flying around New Jersey ports? It seems like the American people have a big disconnect.
The government knows what is happening. Look, our military knows where they took off from. If it's a garage, they can go right into that garage. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment. And I think they'd be better off saying what it is. Our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason, they want to keep people in suspense. I can't imagine it's the enemy, because if it was the enemy, they'd blast it out. Even if they were late, they'd blast it. Something strange is going on. For some reason, they don't want to tell the people, and they should, because the people are really, I mean, they happen to be over Bedminster, want to know the truth. They're very close to Bedminster. I think maybe I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
Have you been getting regular
do you have any reason to think they're...
And that's true. He actually did cancel his trip because of the drones. And he's right. What the fuck is the government hiding from us? This is way too big to just pretend it's nothing. And for all you Trump-hating weirdos out there, if you feel cognitive dissonance to the point where outside looks like an alien invasion and you're still like, at least it ain't Trump, you seriously need to seek help. Here we got news updates for real again with the unchecked news.
Stop scrolling because we got a potential major update on the drone situation in New Jersey. Let's go. So let me introduce you to U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission event number 57455. Basically, at the start of December, a bunch of radioactive material was lost in transit in New Jersey. It's kind of hard to read, but if you pause and zoom in, you can see that they mention that the shipping container arrived at its destination empty and damaged. So clearly someone broke into this ship. Here's the thing though, I think the drones have been appearing a little bit longer than this situation, but maybe this is something that's been developing. I mean, I heard whispers that there had been a dirty bomb released somewhere in Eastern America. I don't know, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Have you heard anything about this? I know it's not in the news, obviously. One last thing, if you want to help keep the lines of communication open as we delve into further, go hit the link in bio, support the channel. Love y'all.
And here's the lowdown from 4chan, or is it 8chan now, or 12chan, or Jackie Chan, from the netherworld of the internet. Here's what the nerds have to say. The next false flag will be centered on the premise of malicious interdictions of nuclear source materials. It will not involve a nuclear device or nuclear detonation, but rather a radiological threat. Nuclear source material will be deliberately leaked to target areas to inflict severe injuries through radiation exposure. The real number of casualties as a result of these attacks will remain very low. The purpose is to create a new method of restricting freedom of movement and new policies that will enable the government to continue its expansion of power. The media will display images of attack survivors who will have burns and lesions across their skin. Videos depicting overwhelmed triage centers with victims vomiting, otherwise unresponsive, will be shared on social media. The threat of radiation exposure, an invisible enemy, will be used as the primary actor. An application modeled after COVID contact tracing will be installed on every mobile device that uses iOS or Android. The media will display images of attack survivors who will have burns and lesions across their skin. Videos depicting overwhelmed triage centers with victims vomiting or otherwise unresponsive will be shared on social media. The threat of radiation exposure, an invisible enemy, will be used as the primary actor. An application modeled after COVID contact tracing will be installed on every mobile device that uses iOS or Android. This application will serve to notify the user about potential hazardous exposures and recommended actions they should take, which include voluntary exposure testing. Additionally, cellular carriers will roll out automated SMS alerts that will have similar functionality. This application will interface directly with the UICC on mobile devices. If the user does not have this application installed, network connectivity will be prohibited. New policy will grant governmental agencies further access to metadata and geolocation data on every platform. Included in these policies will be backdoor legislation that bans the use of end-to-end encryption. This legislation will be identical in nature to the recently introduced S3538 Earn It Act. These attacks will be localized to a specific region. triage centers will be set up in the affected areas through the deployment of the National Guard and coordinating members such as FEMA. These triage centers will see moderate traffic. The narrative will continue longer than any possible threat. Despite offering no protection or even relevancy against a radiological threat, you will see another wave of people wearing cotton surgical masks in not just the target areas, but the entire United States. There will be severe disruptions to the internet through the use of addition rather than negation. Alternative sources of information will become overwhelmed with content generated by convoluted neural networks that support the narrative or use a carefully crafted opposition. Platforms that are incompatible with this system will be suppressed entirely on the infrastructure level. There will be organic service disruption as a result of excess traffic. Videos will surface showing these triage centers empty with the personnel staff and them idle. This will threaten the narrative. The control of information is required for the campaign to be successful. This perpetration will not be an Islamic affiliated group or evil incel domestic terrorist group. It will have no relevance to the ongoing Ukraine conflict, but the blame will fall on all of these groups. The fog of war will surround information relating to the origin, and this will be intentional. The real attacks will be psychological. Fear will be exploited just like the manufactured response to COVID-19. Are your eyes open yet?
Open your eyes!
Oh my dear God, Jesus. Oh God.
Well, maybe this will help. Here's footage of people's car radio going bonkers in Staten Island and New Jersey. Yup. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. I will not be getting the UFO vaccine. And here's another video out in New Jersey. This one is a triangular-shaped drone spotted close up in Neptune. And here's how you can secure your home from drone intrusions.
But I think I could
all you need is some innovation and some online courses from MIT, which are free. Link below. And some pretty basic electronics tools and a weapon of your choice. And a whole lot of time and programming your own AI motion tracking. And this could be yours. Or, alternatively, you could just go rooftop Koreans with it, Future Warfare Edition, and post up with the whole family upstairs for target practice, sniping drones out of the sky above your neighborhood. Also, instead of taking over a radio station, we're gonna have to use Facebook. Future Warfare is fucking gay. Sorry, bros. I don't know the exact date of this one, but what I do remember is that this is one of the more recent ones, and it happened over Florida. Here's a helicopter chasing these things in the sky. I want to talk to that helicopter pilot. What did you see up there? Was the ball of light in front of you, or were you chasing nothing? If those things are deeper in space, it would have been to the left of the pilot instead of the front of him. But to the guy on the ground, it would have looked like they were flying in tandem. So, what the hell are they? And that's the end, folks. I could keep going. I have hours more of this shit that I've compiled, but I need to get cracking editing and chopping this episode up so I can get it uploaded in time for Christmas morning. To everyone watching this, and especially to my family and friends, including those of you I barely hear from, but especially the ones who I check in with privately every day. I love you all so much. Thank you, everyone who has supported me all this time. And let's all hope we don't die of aliens in the next couple of weeks. That one is weak. Okay. Now that it's over and everyone's gone, it's time for the shit I actually care about. Shameless self-promotion and shilling. Woo! Anyway, since it's fucking Christmas, let's go over the new studio upgrades. This is the part that would be a sponsorship section if I had one. I got new mics and a new mixer. Thanks, Crypto.e. This new setup is seriously so epic, and so is how the studio's coming along. I've been building this up all year and piecing it together on the budget of a homeless person. By the way, I've never revealed this before, but fuck it, let's go. It's Christmas! Would you believe me if I told you I produced this entire show from an outdated iPhone? My live streams are done on a 2013 MacBook Pro, and for all of my video editing, I use a whole plethora of industry secret iPhone-based weapons-grade video editing apps that I run via a 256 gig iPhone 11 Pro. And I'll give you one clue as to what the main program I use is. It's based out of Jerusalem, and they have only 600 employees. That is actually true too. I looked into it. What I do with videography has taken me since 2017 to become what I consider skilled at. And the reason my skills are what they are is actually because I started as the videographer wannabe when I was a street kid armed with only a Google Pixel. and a pit bull. God bless Lolly, my guardian angel. That's what the painting of the dog behind me is, by the way. She was my soulmate. And this whole studio, my YouTube channel, and my nickname Wolf is all really a shrine to my dogs and my own personal elaborate form of dog worshiping. I love my dogs to a degree that borders on religion. Like I said a few seconds ago, since I don't have a sponsor yet, I'm going to use this time slot to just kind of ramble about my life and let you, the viewer, get to know me a little better. Since it's the holiday, I feel it's appropriate. Throughout my entire creative journey, my focus has always been to do the most I can with what little I have. And that's what you're watching, and literally how it got to this point. I'm just stacking one little piece at a time on top of all the other little pieces I've been building on for several years now. And my main tool has been a cell phone this entire time. I'm now offering video editing services that I can hopefully pay some more bills with. So hit me up if you need any help. And on that note, here's my Christmas list. This channel is actively seeking sponsorship and investment. If you're interested, reach out to me. I need funding for advertising and travel money for more serious journalism exposés and documentaries. I need a better, newer computer, and I sure would like a new maxed out iPad Pro, or 3 of them, to edit on instead of my iPhone. But I have everything else. I have the personality and skills to put together my own spicy, let's call it zesty. My own zesty show that is fun to watch. And I've collected an armory of professional grade camera and audio equipment that is all optimized for portability, gonzo journalism, podcasting, and covert ops. If I can bring in some more people, this can become a daily broadcast live show very quickly. I just need some help with the workload in order to produce full-length episodes live instead of post-edit. And I need some MIDI controllers and people to work the quick zooms and cue music and stuff for me. But you guys, I was a professional DJ for 10 years. I absolutely could turn this into a live news broadcast and make it unhinged as fuck if I could just get together a team of like 4 people. Dead ass, it is totally doable. But anyway, I truly work my ass off on this channel, and if you like what you see, I implore you to contact me and talk about collaborating. I would definitely entertain the conversation. I am looking for and considering bringing in business partners. Now officially, and I feel that the channel is finally ready for people to begin joining in on what I'm doing. My confidence has grown in the brand I've been building. So again, contact me if you're interested. Links in the description of this video. I'm most reachable on Instagram and X, but you can also email me, guy, via my cursed item shop in the chat icon on the bottom right corner when you open the link, which again is in the description of this video down below. And as always, buy a painting from tanyasartgallery.com. Get a deal while they last. And until next time, fuck off. I mean, stay cursed. I'm out.
This drone does not have rights. It is not a sentient being. It is controlled by the globalists, and it is a tool. So that I am not against technology, but I am against the technology that they have deployed and developed to replace us. We change our environment as humans. We conquer the elements. We conquer the wild. We're not conquered by other humans playing games as psychotics, and it's the sword of truth that is going to slice through the lies. And our declaration that we are in charge of this planet, not the globalists and not their machines. So to Jeff Bezos and all the globalist technocrats and Tim Cook and their slave camps in China and all their evil they try to cover up with Black Lives Matter, Marxism, and the cop killing, I say to you, your technocracy is dead on arrival. You understand that? We are in charge of the planet, not Soros and not Satan. Do you understand that, Soros? You pathetic maggot. We are in charge, not you. Is that clear? Is that clear? You little maggot and your little maggot son? You understand that? You think you're going to have this fight and have robots win it? No. I have dreams from the time I go to sleep, from the time I wake up. Intense dreams. Total data download. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's like a lifetime every time I go to sleep. In fact, it's like this world is not even where I live. Last night was like 100 years long. Indescribable.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all, an alien invasion.